Susu is our Black Ice sect member, my personal disciple. Even the Infinity sect leader brought wedding gifts and personally came to propose. Pilkingy, do you think just because you're from Pill City, you can forcefully take away my Black Ice sect member? The old female cultivator asked. Susu is our Black Ice sect member, my personal disciple. Even the Infinity sect leader brought wedding gifts and personally came to propose. Pilkingy, do you think just because you're from Pill City, you can forcefully take away my Black Ice sect member? The old female cultivator asked. She then looked around and saluted with her fists. Our Black Ice sect isn't as powerful as Pill City, but we're still a 9-star sect. No one can abuse us like this. I don't care what Susu's identity in the mortal world was, but she's my personal disciple now. She will marry whom I want her to marry. No one can force me. Otherwise, even if I die, I will maintain the authority of the Black Ice sect. Everyone could tell that Fan Lianju's words meant that she already believed Susu was Yimo's wife, but she still dominantly believed that Yimo had no right to take away Susu from Black Ice sect. Yimo had some good impression of Susu's master originally, but now that he heard this, he was furious. He got up and said coldly, I called you Qianbei because you're Susu's master. Don't think you're anything special. Susu is indeed your disciple, and I'm grateful you took care of her. But she didn't sell herself to you. You have no right to decide what she wants to do. That's Susu's own decision to make. You. Fan Lianza's face was green with anger. In the cultivation realm, the respect for masters was the utmost highest. Yimo said he was Susu's husband, but now spoke to her like this. She almost spat blood. Yan Guan quickly got up and said, City Lordy, I believe your words too. We'll ask Beiwei later and we'll know. But you also know that when Susu came into our sect, she hadn't established her foundation yet. She was just with a few mortal girls, according to the rules of our cultivation realm. Coming into this cultivation realm is severing off your ties to the mortal realm. Everything in the past has nothing to do with her. Yimo's face sunk and said coldly, So sect leader Yan means that Susu has nothing to do with me now? As for what she thinks herself, you don't need to consider, is that right? Yan Guan stuttered. If someone else said this, he would immediately rebut, So what? But he didn't dare to say that to Yimo. Yimo had Lu Wuhu next to him, and there was Pill City supporting him. And Abstruse Sound Sect, as well as Clear Dream Mosque, also seemed to be supporting him. But Lightning Cloud sect leader Wang Chuanhe got up and said, City Lordy, according to the rules of the cultivation realm, after Luo Susu entered the Black Eye sect, she indeed severed off her mortal ties. Even if she was related to City Lordy in the past, that's the past. And the number one important thing for us cultivators after entering a sect is respecting our masters. Elder Fan is Luo Susu's master. She does have the right to make Susu listen to her. Does City Lord Yi think you can forcefully change the rules of the cultivation realm just because you're Pill City's honorary city lord? Wang Chuanha was mocking Yimo, as even if the two city lords of Pill City were here, they wouldn't be able to change that rule. Even though this rule now was just for show, and many disciples still returned home after cultivation, and no one would care, this rule did indeed exist. Yimo was furious. These guys dared to say this because his power was weak. If he was a truth realization state cultivator who would dare to say that, Lu Wuhu could protect him, but he wouldn't go challenge 9-star sections. Pill City was on his side, but that rule was just. Although it didn't make sense, it meant that they had reason on their side. If Yimo forcefully pushed this rule away, even the Pill City wouldn't be able to find a good excuse to help him. Lu Wuhu didn't care about this at all. Although he was with Yimo, his relationship with him was far from what other people thought. He just wanted to return Yimo's favor as quickly as possible, or there would be confinements for his cultivation. Thus, he didn't help Yimo say anything at all. Luo Fei was very worried, but her power was too low and wasn't able to say anything for Yimo. Jiling was too honest, and didn't know what to say. In that moment, Yi Mo was all by himself. Yi Mo's heart sunk. He knew he had to have a reason to take Susu away. If his power was strong enough, he would just say, "I'm going to break this rule. What are you going to do?" However, his power wasn't enough to say that. Seeing the situation go into a stalemate, a middle-aged man-woman got up and said, "Elder Fan is right and Sect Leader Wang is also right. But since Sect Leader Yang can propose to Black Eye Sect, so can Sect Leader Yi." This at least helped Yi Mo break the stalemate. Yi Mo was grateful to this beautiful woman. He heard Mi Zhenjia's sound transmission to him that this woman was 9-star Sect Heaven Demon Sect's Elder Liu Yao, cauldron-filling state. Yi Mo gave her a grateful look, but before Yi Mo said anything, that Elder Fan's words almost angered Yi Mo to attack right on the spot. Heaven Demon Sect's Elder Liu is right. Now that Sect Leader Yang brought such a generous gift, I've decided to marry my disciple Luo Susu into Infinity Sect. Bullshit! Yi Mo couldn't resist the anger anymore and pointed at Fan Lianju, cursing. "What, City Lord, are you going to take away Susu by force? Then I'll tell you that Sect Leader Yang's gift isn't something other people can bring out. City Lord Yi, although you're a pill king, but can you concoct the truth realization pill? So give up." Lightning Cloud Sect's Wang Chuanha said calmly. He wanted to make Yi Mo more angry, but Yi Mo calmed down instead. He knew his downsides. He looked glorious on the surface, but he didn't have any bargaining chips except for Lu Wuhu helping him twice. Yi Mo suddenly sat down and said calmly, "Sect Leader Wang and Elder Fan, according to your words, Susu should completely listen to Black Ice Sect and not be able to make any of her own decisions. Of course, we cultivators should respect our masters. How can the disciple not listen to the master?" Wang Chuanha repeated, but unexpectedly Yi Mo looked at Lu Wuhu. "Brother Lu, so you tricked me before?" Lu Wuhu looked at Yi Mo in confusion. "How did I trick you?" Yi Mo said calmly, "Didn't you say that Infinity Sect's goddess, when wasn't happy with the husband her sect arranged for her, so she would choose a husband through competition? But I just heard Sect Leader Wang say that she doesn't have any right to make that proposal. Even if the Infinity Sect makes her marry a dog, it seems she just has to agree. But you told a different story. Isn't this tricking me?" Lu Wuhu immediately understood Yi Mo. He glared at Infinity Sect Yang Feiqing and Black Ice Sect Yan Guan, saying coldly, "So the two sect leaders are here to play a joke on me. The initiation given to me clearly says that goddess when is choosing her husband herself. How is it now that she has no right to choose? Do you think I'm easy to pick on?" Yan Guan quickly saluted with his fists. "Lu Qianbei, you've misunderstood. No matter what, we wouldn't trick Lu Qianbei. Goddess when can indeed choose her own husband." Yan Guan didn't want to say it, but he had to. If he angered Lu Wuhu, even if he couldn't annihilate the entire sect by himself, he could cause a massive slaughter here. "Oh, then, I thought too much." Lu Wuhu nodded. He knew that was already enough to help Yi Mo. Yi Mo sneered. "So goddess when can choose her husband, but Luo Susu can't. Is it because Black Ice Sect isn't as powerful as Infinity Sect, or is goddess when prettier than Luo Susu? Or is it that Susu is my wife and I'm the Vice City Lord of Pill City, and the Black Ice Sect looks down on Pill City?" Those sects supporting Yi Mo praised his retaliation. Hearing this, Yan Guan and Fan Lianju's faces looked really bad. After no one spoke for a long time, Yi Mo suddenly slammed the table. "So the Black Ice Sect thinks the Pill City is easy to abuse? Speaking such bullshit? Brother Lu, lend me a messenger flying sword. I need to message City Lord Yu. Our Pill City has fallen to such a level." "Wait, City Lord Yi, I think there's a misunderstanding. Black Ice Sect is a 9-star sect. How can we force Susu to do something that she doesn't want? We'll call Susu up later and let her choose herself. Elder Fan's just saying angry words. Don't think too much of it, City Lordy. Wait, City Lordy. I think there's a misunderstanding. Black Ice Sect is a 9-star sect. How can we force Susu to do something that she doesn't want? We'll call Susu up later and let her choose herself. Elder Fan's just saying angry words. Don't think too much of it, City Lordy. Yan Guan then looked at Susu's master. Elder Fan, why don't you call Luo Susu here? We can use this opportunity to find a good home for her. Yan Guan was a bit scared. If Yu Chi Chao was brought here too, then things wouldn't be so easy. To be honest, if Fan Lianju wasn't domineeringly fighting against Yemo, he didn't want to have conflicts with Yemo. Yemo was such a young level 7 Pill King and the Vice City, Lord of Pill City. His future was limitless. Why would he have conflict with such a person? Although the Infinity Sect's proposal gift was enticing, Yemo's origin was big too. Yemo wasn't simple himself. It was good if Susu could marry Yemo. But Fan Lianju's personality was too straightforward and created this awkward situation. Fan Lianju also seemed to know that her words weren't appropriate before. Yemo was young and weak, but his background was too strong. The Black Ice Sect indeed couldn't offend him. She didn't like Yemo, but didn't say anything. Now that Yan Guan asked about Luo Susu, she could only say, Susu is still in solitary cultivation. She hasn't finished yet. Yan Guan breathed easy and laughed. In that case, let's put this thing aside and watch the battle of the young prodigies of our sect. Our sect members can also get a chance of receiving a few pointers from the many Qianbais here. When Tsai looked at Yemo and flames almost spewed out of her eyes, there was no way she wasn't jealous of Susu having such a genius husband. But Yemo talking about her marrying a dog made her angry and embarrassed. She wanted to kill Yemo. Yang Feiqing knew that in this situation, it was impossible to forcefully take away Luo Susu, so he could only say coldly, City Lordy is right, and we should indeed consider Luo Susu's opinion. But we've already brought our proposal gift. How come I don't see City Lordya's proposal gift? Plus, even if you took out your proposal gift now, we, Infinity Sect, brought it up first. Are you trying to go against the Infinity Sect intentionally? Yeah, he's already Vice City Lord of Pill City. Of course, he needs to fight with us 9-star sects. Otherwise, how come you just mentioned this, Sect Leader Yang? And then Pill King, you mentioned it too. Lightning Cloud Sect Leader Wang Chuanha said. Ha! Yemo laughed. Sect Leader Yang, you're right. How come I just mentioned to Sect Leader Yen of Black Ice Sect about Susu, and you intervened? Oh, if you don't believe me, you can ask Sect Leader Yen who asked about Susu first. Seeing everyone look at him, Yan Guan was annoyed at Yang Feiqing looking for trouble, but he couldn't lie, so he could only nod. When City Lord Yi first saw me, he indeed mentioned Susu. Hearing this, everyone looked at Yang Feiqing. Many people realized that it wasn't Yemo looking for trouble, but Yang Feiqing. Many people knew about the conflict between Yemo and Lightning Cloud Sect, and now they wondered when did Yemo become enemies with the Infinity Sect? This city, Lord Ye's trouble-causing capabilities were on par with his pill concoction abilities. Yang Feiqing's face sunk. What is City Lord Ye's proposal gift? Yemo smiled calmly. I've only been in pill concoction for 10 years, and I'm already a level 7 Pill King. If I say I will become level 9 Pill King in 10 years, I don't think anyone would doubt me. Everyone was silent at these words, as they all knew Yemo wasn't lying. The hardest breakthrough wasn't level 7 to level 9, but level 3 to level 4, and level 6 to level 7. Yemo was a level 7 Pill King now, so reaching level 9 was just a matter of time. Other people may take thousands of years to do this, but Yemo was an anomaly. So what? At least you're not a level 9 Pill King now. An Earth Demon Sect elder stood up and said. Yemo sneered. What thing are you? Do you have the right to talk when I'm speak? Piss off. You. The elder's face was green, but he really couldn't say anything. Although they were just a 6-star sect, they were invited here by Infinity Sect. This place wants Pill City, yet Yemo was being so cocky, even telling him to piss off. Even Yan Guan's face changed. This wasn't just slapping Earth Demon Sect's face, but also Black Ice Sect's face. This was on their land. Yemo saw that Yan Guan was going to speak, but he immediately said to Lu, "Woo-hoo, Brother Lu. Another fly here. Throw him out, please. We can drink again." Lu Woohoo was hoping for this. After this, it would mean he only needed to help Yemo attack one more time. Then, he only owed Yemo one favor. Lu Woohoo reached out a cultivation essence giant hand and grabbed that elder, throwing him off Black Ice Peak. Yan Guan ate the words he was going to say. His face was red with anger, but he could only hold it in. But Yemo saluted with his fists to Yan Guan. "Sorry, sect leader Yan. I was too impulsive just then. Please forgive me. After this, I will apologize to sect leader Yan." Yan Guan waved his hand and said, "You're being too polite, City Lord Yi." Yan Guan could only suck it up, and Yemo apologized too. City Lord Yi is so domineering. He just said one thing, and you threw him out. This is indeed the character of the Pill City. Yang Feiqing was shaking with anger, but there was nothing he could do. Yemo looked at him and smiled. Does sect leader Yang feel the air is too stuffy here as well? Lu Woohoo's eyes lit up immediately hearing this. He hoped Yemo would say to throw Yang Feiqing out as well. Yang Feiqing was disaster transformation state power, but facing truth realization state middle stage peak Lu Woohoo, he could put up no resistance. Lu Woohoo was a madman. No one dared to mess with him. But this madman was currently Yemo's henchman. If he really got thrown out, he would be done for. Infinity Sect would decline from this, and he might as well die. He just sneered and didn't say anything. Yemo smiled and continued, "By the way, where were we? I forgot, a fly just flew out." He was just threatening Yang Feiqing. He didn't dare to really throw him out. Lu Woohoo only had one more time of attacking for him. But even if there were countless times, he couldn't force Infinity Sect to the edge of the cliff right now. If he really pissed off a 9-star sect and they killed him now, would the Pill City get revenge for a dead Pill King? They would at most just kill the main culprit. They wouldn't fight a 9-star sect to the death. You said just then you would become a level 9 Pill King 10 years later. That Heaven Demon Sex woman smiled and reminded Yemo smiled and saluted with his fists. "Thanks for your reminder, sister. Next time I will concoct pills for you for free." The woman just didn't like the Infinity Sect and Lightning Cloud Sect forming the South Alliance. Yemo said the words she wanted to say, and she was grateful to Yemo. Thus, she helped Yemo too, but because of that, she got such a huge reward. She was overjoyed. She immediately got up and said to Yemo, "Lu Yao thanks City Lordy. Please come be a guest at our sect when you have time. We will pour flowers to welcome you." Other sect cultivators looked at Lu Yao in envy. If they knew this earlier, they would have done the same. But some sects didn't think like that. Sword Valley was just annihilated. Only Lu Yao dared to help Yemo, as she was also from a 9-star sect. Other sect cultivators looked at Lu Yao in envy. If they knew this earlier, they would have done the same. But some sects didn't think like that. Sword Valley was just annihilated. Only Lu Yao dared to help Yemo, as she was also from a 9-star sect. Yemo then said, "After I become a level 9 Pill King 10 years later, I can help Black Ice Sect concoct 2 cauldrons of truth realization pills. I believe Black Ice Sect can afford these 10 years, right? That's just a part of the proposal gift. Second is that I can give the concoction method of spirit weaving pill to Black Ice Sect's pill master, and I can even provide Heaven Glory pills to Black Ice Sect with priority. As for spirit ranges, If Black Ice Sect wants some, I can go borrow a few. Everyone gasped for breath. It seemed that Yemo was bluffing when he said he would borrow a few spirit ranges, but it was very simple. With his support from Pill City, it was very easy to take out a few low-grade spirit ranges from Pill City. Yemo's proposal gift was countless times better than Infinity Sect's. Infinity Sect took out just one spirit range, but Yemo took out a spirit-weaving pill recipe. This recipe was enough for Black Ice Sect to benefit immeasurably. It was like the difference of giving people money and teaching them how to make money. The Infinity Sect elder sneered, "It's all hollow." Yemo smiled and didn't say anything. He believed Black Ice Sect's sect leader wasn't dumb. Hearing this, even Yan Guan took a cold breath in. He didn't believe Yemo was bullshitting. Even if Yemo couldn't become a level 9 pill king 10 years later, he could concoct body condensation state to cauldron filling state, pill, Kuan filling pills. Even a few cauldrons of that was enough for Black Ice Sect. It was uncertain if the truth realization pill from Infinity Sect would create a truth realization state cultivator, but Yemo could bring a constant supply of pills. It was easy to judge which was better. The Infinity Sect elders saw Yan Guan's face and knew that their gift had lost. Before Yan Guan said anything, he quickly said, "In that case, we'll fight to be her husband like for Wen Tsai." Yemo sneered. Wen Tsai chose that method herself. Luo Susu didn't bring that up. You have no right to say that. Only Susu can decide. Now that both sides provided proposal gifts, Yan Guan preferred Yemo's proposal gift more. He wasn't able to reach disaster transformation state peak stage, and his divine damnation would be ready in a short time. Yemo's timing of 10 years later was perfect. Even if he wasn't able to concoct it, he could ask some Pill City Pill King Qianbei to do this. Yan Guan didn't doubt that at all. But Infinity Sect was also a 9-star sect whose power was much stronger than Black Ice Sect. It wasn't good to offend them as well. Yan Guan looked around and knew that only he could make up the mind. He quickly looked at Fan Lianju and said, "Elder Fan, how about you call Luo Susu over here?" Fan Lianju said stubbornly, "Susu is in solitary cultivation. She can't be disturbed. She's my disciple. I don't want my disciple to marry an useless person. We'll do as Infinity Sect proposed. Fight to be the husband. If Wen Tsai can choose that, why can't Susu? I'm sure that even if Susu leaves solitary cultivation, she wouldn't reject." She then looked at Yemo plainly. "City Lord Yi, you're some significant figure, right? I don't think you would be scared to fight for Susu." She was very annoyed and angry at Yemo being disrespectful to her. She was a genius-like person as well. Even those with higher power than her would call her elder, and she was now the peak leader of Black Cloud Peak. Since when did someone say bullshit to her? She didn't want Susu to marry someone like this. Last time, when Tsai said that she wanted her husband to be a worldly prodigy, so she chose this method of finding a husband. My disciple Susu is equally ranked first with her. I don't think, City Lord, you would think Susu is not as good Tsai, so you don't dare to fight over her? Fan Lianju asked, fearing that Yemo wouldn't agree. She didn't dare to be domineering anymore. Even Infinity Sect was unable to do anything the hard way, so she could only play with words. Of course Yemo wouldn't think Susu wasn't as good as Wen Tsai, but he sneered, "Whether or not I'm useless, people can discuss themselves. No matter how much I say myself, it's just boasting. Even in fighting, I'm no weaker than anyone. But I'm only Hollow Spirit State Level 1. Are you going to call an ancient being to fight me? Don't worry. Those fighting you won't be much older than you. Susu is my disciple. I won't let her marry an old man. You're not the only genius on Luoyu continent. There will be plenty. Same rules as Wen Tsai's rules. They'll all be geniuses within 60 years of age," Fan Lianju said coldly. Yemo didn't argue. Although 60 was quite old to Yemo, In the cultivation realm, it was just the beginning. He believed that if he couldn't even beat a cultivator younger than 60, the three-birth chant wasn't deserving of its name. He wasn't sure if there were body condensation state cultivators under 60 years of age, but there were definitely hollow spirit state tertiary stage cultivators. Jingingli was only 30 and already hollow spirit state level 1. If there was some cultivator like Jingingli, he would be able to reach hollow spirit state peak stage for sure. Okay, since City Lordy agrees to this, then we'll do that, Yan Guan quickly said. When Tsai stood out and bowed to Yang Feiqing and then Yan Guan. Yan Qianbei, there's no right for Wan Bei to talk here, but it concerns my entire life. Please allow me to bring a suggestion. Yan Guan nodded. Tsai, say anything you like. You'll be one of us too, it's fine. When Tsai bowed again before saying, since Marshall's sister Susu is choosing husband from a fight like me, I think we should put the two competitions together. All the prodigy, sect members of the big sects are here with their sections. I think the contestants shouldn't be limited to Black Ice sect members. Any prodigy, as long as he's young enough, can participate. If Wan Bei and Marshall's sister Susu find someone we like, we can choose ourselves too. What do you think, Yan Qianbei? Yang Feiqing didn't say anything. Yi Mo already ruined the South Alliance thing, so it was unnecessary for Wen Tsai to marry into Black Ice sect. If it was before, Yan Guan would really want the marriage alliance with Infinity sect, but after all these problems, he gave up that idea. Now, that when Tsai brought this up, he was very enthusiastic. Okay. Yan Guan quickly said, Tsai, your suggestion is very good. Now that so many prodigies are here at Black Ice Mountain, we can all see the glory of the younger generation. All the prodigies here today can join the competition. As long as Tsai and Susu don't mind, you can propose. Hearing this, all the prodigy sect members grew excited. To them, it was the fortune from their past life to be able to dual cultivate with someone as beautiful as Wen Tsai. As for Luo Susu, many people wanted to, but seeing Yimo's actions, they knew it was impractical. They knew that even if they beat Yimo, their sect wouldn't let them marry Luo Susu. But when Tsai was different, she didn't have a husband, and she brought up this method of choosing her husband. Seeing that Lu Wuhu didn't help Yimo say anything, Yan Guan breathed easy. He was scared that Lu Wuhu would be domineering and forcefully take away Luo Susu. In order to preserve their face, they could only fight with Lu Wuhu. Even if they won, the result wouldn't be what Yan Guan wanted. Seeing that Lu Wuhu didn't help Yimo say anything, Yan Guan breathed easy. He was scared that Lu Wuhu would be domineering and forcefully take away Luo Susu. In order to preserve their face, they could only fight with Lu Wuhu. Even if they won, the result wouldn't be what Yan Guan wanted. They would also be offending Pill City in the process. After Elder Fan brought up the tournament, Yimo didn't let Lu Wuhu forcefully attack, and Lu Wuhu didn't stand up himself. This made Yan Guan breathe easy and guess the relationship between the two. If their relationship was really as Yimo said, then Lu Wuhu should have said something. Yan Guan saw this detail, and so did people from other sections. They were all ancient beings. Yimo was so dominant before, but when Elder Fan brought up the competition to decide Luo Susu's husband, Yimo didn't rebuke her. The only explanation was that Yimo didn't have enough power to back him up, or Yimo was too impulsive and was tricked by Elder Fan. Yimo agreed because he didn't like when Tsai trying to challenge Susu before, saying that Susu wasn't as good as her. So he was going to make Wen Tsai open her eyes and see how much better Susu's husband was than the man she was going to choose. But it was indeed also because he didn't have the power to say no. Pill City was powerful, but it was only a threat. If he tried to forcefully take away Beiwei and Susu and force these 9-star sects into a corner, then a fight would break out. As long as someone held Lu Wuhu down, he would be instantly killed. After he died, what could the Pill City do? Yi Mo knew that if he continued to be dominant, he would anger 9-star sects for sure. He Ling already attacked him, and he would have died if it wasn't for Lu Wuhu. At the same time, Yi Mo felt he miscalculated. He should have invited Yu Qichao. Then, no one would dare to say anything if he tried to take away Su Su and Bei Wei. It all came down to power. His power was low, and his connections weren't enough. He was only a level 7 Pill King. He didn't have Yu Qichao and Shen Guanqing's power and connections. If they were here, perhaps with a single word 9-star sex would help them. Since the competition was necessary, Yi Mo thought of it as getting back at Wen Tsai for Susu. But he wasn't an idiot. Since he agreed to the competition, he couldn't keep giving them that much proposal gift. Yi Mo got up and said again, "Sect Leader Yen, since you choose the competition, then I will take back my proposal gift. I don't believe every sect who participates in the competition will give as much I as gave. Since Sect Leader Yen agreed to the competition, then it means you're giving up my proposal gift. Everyone needs to be equal. I don't think that just because the Black Ice sect thinks the Pill City is wealthy, I have to pay more in terms of a proposal gift to join the participants. Of course, I don't mind giving more for my proposal gift, but I don't believe the Black Ice sect would take my proposal gift and still make me fight for Susu." Hearing this, Yen Guan was dazed. The reason he agreed to this competition was because, regardless of whether Yi Mo won or lost, the proposal gift would be theirs. He had already calculated this. He didn't want to offend Infinity Sect, so let Pill City offend them. If Yi Mo won, then no problem, and that was the most satisfying result. But if Yi Mo lost to an ordinary 7-star or 8-star sect, Yi Mo know that those sects won't dare to fight over Susu with Yi Mo, so Susu would eventually be taken away by Yi Mo. If Yi Mo lost to a 9-star sect, or even Infinity Sect or Lightning Cloud Sect, with how important Susu was to Yi Mo, he would bargain heavily over her. Number 9-star sect could compete with Pill City, so Susu would eventually be taken away by Yi Mo, and he would still get the proposal gift. But now Yi Mo said the proposal gift was no more. How could that be? But he just agreed to this, and now he couldn't regret. He turned around and glared at Fan Lianzhu coldly. If she just agreed to let Yi Mo take away Susu, there wouldn't be so much trouble. Although they would offend Infinity Sect, but they would connect with Pill City's level 7 Pill King. Fan Lianzhu calmed down now and knew what she did wasn't good. She had never thought of marrying Susu out. If Yi Mo didn't come, then she wouldn't even marry her to Infinity Sect. She rejected core sect members' proposals already. She agreed to Yang Feiqing because, firstly, Yi Mo gave her a bad impression, and secondly, since she knew Susu would be taken by Yi Mo eventually, as even the Black Ice sect couldn't fight with Pill City. So in her anger, she agreed with Yang Feiqing. As for agreeing to the competition, it was completely because she was furious Yi Mo said she was bullshitting. She calmed down now and knew what she did didn't benefit the sect at all, but she had already done it. In a room at the Black Cloud Peak, Tang Beiwei looked at Luoying in confusion. "Sister Susu, you're already golden core state peak stage. Why did you suddenly come out of solitary cultivation?" A pale yellow-dressed woman sat opposite Tang Beiwei. Luoying frowned. "I feel restless. It's as though something is about to happen, so I came out." Tang Beiwei heard this and said, "Sister Susu, how about I ask Master and we'll go visit Qingxue?" Luoying knew Tang Beiwei wanted her to go out and have some fresh air. She smiled sweetly and replied, "I'm fine, but we should indeed visit her as well as Luo Fei and Yunzi." Tang Beiwei just wanted to speak when her spirit sense scanned a pink-dressed lady rushing in. "Sister Susu, Martial Sister Rong is here." Martial Sister Rong. Luoying and Tang Beiwei got up. Zhao Rong looked at Susu and said desperately, "Martial Sister Susu, you finished solitary cultivation?" Yeah, Marshall's sister Rome. What happened? Why do you seem very desperate? Luoing asked. Almost all the sect 7-star and above came to Black Ice Peak. I heard it's for when Tsai choosing a husband. But then the news I got wasn't this. I heard the sect leader and elder fan are also using this chance to choose a husband for Susu. What do we do? Zhao Rong was worried. She didn't know who Susu's husband was, but she knew she had a husband. Impossible. Susu exclaimed with a pale face. Her master was very nice to her. She would never agree to this. This sort of thing had happened more than once, and master rejected without hesitation. Sister Susu. Tang Beiwei grabbed Luo Ying's hand worriedly. I'll go see master, Luo Ying said adamantly. Zhao Rong grabbed Luo Ying's hand. People at the Black Ice Hall are all powerful people. You won't be able to get in. Today Infinity sect leader brought a proposal gift, and then Pill City Vice City Lord seemed to have a conflict, and suddenly he wanted to take you away. So the two started fighting, and then the sect leader agreed to choose a husband through competition, like when Sai. Pill City Vice City Lord is here too? Tang Beiwei and Susu rarely went out, so they didn't cow Yemo was Vice City Lord. Zhao Rong nodded. Yes, he's the person Ning Qingxue is married to. He was the Pill King tournament #1. Ning Qingxue was taken away by him on the spot, and the ethereal immortal pawn didn't dare to say anything. I think today might end up the same way. Tang Beiwei and Luo Ying's hands shook. Now isn't the time to worry, we need to think of a way. Zhao Rong started. Did Ning Qingxue really get taken away by that city lord? Ning Qingxue didn't resist? Luo Ying's tone grew impetuous. Zhao Rong nodded. Yes, she seemed very intimate with that city lord Yi. She was willing. How could she resist? City lord Yi? Tang Beiwei and Luo Ying asked at the same time. Zhao Rong nodded. Yes, he's Yemo. He's not only Pill King tournament #1, but the honorary Vice City, Lord of Pill City as well. He came to Black Ice Peak today to fight over Marshall's sister Susu with Infinity Sect. Susu, Beiwei, where are you going? Zhao Rong hadn't finished, but Susu and Beiwei had already charged out towards Black Cloud Peak. In the Black Ice Peak Hall, everyone was waiting for the first challenger, but Yemo suddenly walked out and stood in the middle. In the Black Ice Peak Hall, everyone was waiting for the first challenger, but Yemo suddenly walked out and stood in the middle. No one knew what he was going to do. Friends, sect leaders, I've already said, and I believe everyone knows that Susu is my wife. I'm standing here today. If anyone dares to try for Susu, then come up by all means. Don't blame me for not being polite. Today is Goddess Wen's blissful day, and I came to celebrate too, not to fight. The friend who gets Goddess Wen can challenge anyone, but don't challenge me. Yemo's tone suddenly grew cold. If anyone dares to try for Susu, don't challenge anyone else. Just challenge me. I'll take it all. Then Yemo scanned Yang Feiqing and Wang Chuanha coldly before glaring at Fan Lianju as he said word by word, No matter who you are, if you dare to try for Susu, come at me. When Tsai's face was green, she was ignored by Yemo again. The hall sunk into a brief silence. Such domineering words. City Lord Yi is really domineering. Infinity Sect's Nanjinxing wants to test if your power is as dominating as your words. A blue cultivator-robed man flew out. Only Hollow Spirit State Level 2, and he dared to challenge him. Yemo sneered. Nanjinxing came up and then saluted with his fists to the Infinity Sect and Black Ice Sect leaders, saying, Injuries are unavoidable in fights. If Wanbei accidentally injures or kills City Lord Yi, what happens? Humph. Lightning Cloud Sects, Wang Chuanha sneered. If you don't have the power, it serves you right to be killed. Otherwise, just leave and don't embarrass yourself. Nanjinxing smiled and bowed. Thank you for your hint, Sect, Leader Wang. Wanbei understands. Then, Nan Jinsheng waved his hand and a hexagonal bell floated above his head while a low-grade cultivation artifact, Golden Dragon, sword appeared in his hand. He looked calmly at Yi Mo. I'm interested in Luo Susu. What are you going to do? A mere hollow spirit state, level 1 dares to be so cocky. I've long since had enough with you. As you wish. Icy cold chi was emitted from all over Yimo's body. That killing intent rose when Nan Jinsheng said he was interested in Luo Susu. Even the other cultivators in the hall could feel Yimo's endless killing intent. Some low-powered cultivators shivered subconsciously. Such powerful killing intent. A few sect leaders were stunned. With this killing intent swooping out, everyone knew that Yi Mo wasn't just good at pill concoction. Nan Jinsheng didn't consider Yi Mo a threat at all. He just didn't expect Yi Mo's killing intent to be this intense, and he subconsciously shivered. But before he could move, a monotone ray of purple swept over, that overwhelming killing intent growing more intense. Hua! Mountain. Strike. There was only endless killing intent for those who dared to try for Susu. He used his full-powered illusion cloud, Hua Mountain Strike, without hesitation. This was a strike that had no defense, only one attacking with all his might. This strike gathered all his fury. Nan Jinsheng saw his opponent hack out a long sword, more like a kitchen knife to be specific. But facing this kitchen knife, he actually felt a sliver of fear. What kitchen knife could emit such terrifying killing intent and purple rays? He subconsciously wanted to use his Golden Dragon sword, but he saw his cultivation essence slowed down in that instant. What sword technique was this? Nan Jinsheng was shaken, but this strike was too fast and too powerful. It was as though if this strike didn't kill him, Yi Mo would chase him to the ends of the world. No. Nan Jinsheng howled in despair and felt the purple ray slice down from his brow, and then another clank. That was his defense bell. Yi Mo hacked open his defense bell and killed him. Blood mist spewed. Nan Jinsheng was killed without even being able to release his magic artifact. The hall sunk into silence. He had killed a hollow spirit state level 2 cultivator with one strike, and this was Infinity Sect Core disciple Nan Jinsheng. Not only that, the two halves of the body were suddenly torn apart by the residual sword ray. The sect leaders took a cold breath in. Since when had they seen such a powerful hollow spirit state, level 1, killing a hollow spirit state, level 2, with one strike, and this was splitting open the defense bell first, and then cutting him in half from the forehead down. Domineering, too domineering. Just how much anger and terrifying killing intent was needed to explode with such power? The silence lingered for a long time before Yan Guan said drily, "The first battle, city, Lord Yi wins." Yang Feiqing's face was so bleak that water was about to drip out. He glared at Yi Mo. He didn't expect Yi Mo to be this strong. This man must not be left alive. If he matured, how could the Infinity Sect exist? Fan Lianju saw this and subconsciously shivered. She regretted her decision even more. Yi Mo was this powerful at Hollow Spirit State level 1. If he grew up, who could fight him? This guy was another Chu Jiu. You ambushed him, one elder said in fury. Yi Mo clutched Zisu tightly and didn't even look at him. He was reminiscing that strike. He had achieved new enlightenment. Heaven demon Sex Lu Yao suddenly laughed. Elder, your eyes are really good. Even we didn't see City Lord Yi ambush, but you saw it. How come I saw Nan Jinsheng challenge City Lord Yi first and release his magic artifact? It seems I'm blind. Shut up. Yang Feiqing yelled, and that elder stopped with a red face. He was only Cauldron Filling State level 1, and Lu Yao was Cauldron Filling State tertiary stage. Yang Feiqing immediately said to another elder, "Send a messenger flying sword and tell Ming Wujian and Tai Baifei to come. Yes. The elder immediately sent a messenger flying sword. Ming Wujian and Tai Baifei were the two most excellent hollow spirit state cultivators in Infinity Sect. They weren't the strongest in hollow spirit state, but they were the youngest hollow spirit state cultivators. Tai Baifei was hollow spirit state level 6, and Ming Wujian was hollow spirit state level 7. He was even on the hollow spirit state trial tablets. At the same time, Lightning Cloud Sect and a few other sects sent messenger flying swords as well, clearly to gather excellent sect members. Yi Mo didn't seem to see this and fully comprehended that move before scanning around and saying coldly, "Whoever dares to try for Susu, come up. I'll take it all." At the same time, two women desperately flew over on flying swords at the entrance to the hall. They heard Yi Mo's voice and charged inside the hall without hesitation. The disciple guarding the entrance was about to stop them, but he was stopped by another cultivator who said, "Wait, they're Luo Susu and Tang Beiwei. Sect leader was asking for them too. Let them go in." Yi Mo also stopped talking and looked at the entrance of the hall with surprise and joy. Brother. Husband. Usually, Luo Ying would rather call Yi Mo martial brother than husband, but today the joy of reunion was inexpressible. It was like her heart was about to explode. Beiwei, Susu. Yi Mo's heart softened. As long as they were fine, then all was good. No matter what happened, he could take them away. He was scared to not even be able to see them. At this moment, his anger towards Fan Lianzhu lessened. If her master purposely targeted Susu, she wouldn't be able to see him. Luo Ying rushed into Yi Mo's arms, and even Tang Beiwei came up and hugged Yi Mo's arm. Nothing could compare with the joy of reunion. Nothing could express their feelings right now. To Yi Mo, he knew Susu was at Black Ice Sect, but he couldn't come and take her away. That insulting and oppressive feeling was inexplicable. No one understood it. He cultivated like crazy, risking his life, but he was still so far from those ancient beings. Before the Pill King tournament, he was worse than an insect. Now that the woman of his life was in his arms, Yi Mo's mood was soothed. What other pity was there when he took her back to Pill City? Many people were still immersed in Yi Mo's dominating strike, but now they were dazed by Yi Mo's soft feelings. Many people were still immersed in Yi Mo's dominating strike, but now they were dazed by Yi Mo's soft feelings. The bloody body was still on the ground, but then there was this scene of reunion. It seemed very unharmonious. Fan Lianzhu saw her disciple, who usually never showed any expression to male cultivators, being so intimate with Yi Mo. She didn't understand. Even if Yi Mo was her husband, she shouldn't be like that. Susu was in the cultivation realm now. Her mortal ties should have been faint if not completely severed. Even in the cultivation realm, men and women got together mostly for dual cultivation. She really didn't understand that joy of reunion. Yi Mo no longer had the mood to challenge and pulled Susu and Beiwei back to his seat. Susu and Beiwei spoke with Yi Mo for a long time before calming down. Now, Susu saw what happened in the hall and began to worry. But then she and Tang Beiwei saw her master and sect leader. They were going to greet them, but Yi Mo stopped them. "Don't go now." Luo Susu respected her master, but if she had to choose between her master or Yi Mo, she would choose Yi Mo without hesitation. So she sat down. Tang Beiwei didn't move either. Fan Lianzhu saw this and sighed. She knew she was wrong. She thought Susu would listen to her for sure, but now she knew that in her disciple's heart her status was far lesser than this city, Lord Yi. "Susu, Beiwei," Luo Fei called. "Luo Fei, how are you here too?" Tang Beiwei just saw Luo Fei and asked. The hall wasn't as silent as before, and there were people cleaning up the mess. But no one dared to speak while Yi Mo was talking. What? Sword Valley was annihilated by Infinity Sect? What about Sister Z? Tang Beiwei asked in shock. Tang Beiwei's voice was too loud, and almost the entire hall heard her. If someone else dared to do this, they would have been reproached or killed by Healing. But no one said anything. Yang Feiqing's face was bleak as usual. He could only kill Yemo through challenge, nothing else. Luo Fei and them glared at Infinity Sect and said word by word, "Yes, I will get justice for my sect." Yemo didn't say anything. He knew he could only protect him and the few people around him for now. He was still too far from getting revenge from Infinity Sect. Yan Guan saw this and breathed easy. He knew that those who would challenge Yemo now were either idiots or those who had a feud with Yemo. Yan Guan suddenly up and said, "Since City Lord Ye has gone down, those who want to fight please come up. The competition continues." No one came out for a long time. Many were shocked by Yemo's magnificent strike. In this awkward moment, a Black Ice Sect disciple got up and bowed to Yan Guan and the elders, as well as the sect leaders before saying, "One Bei Black Ice Sect's disciple Zhan Shuiyong, I've long admired Infinity Sect's goddess Wen. I agree to goddess Wen's decision. Those who have the same idea as me can come up and challenge me." Zhan Shuiyong was ordinary looking and seemed scholarly. Zhan Shuiyong didn't even look at Wen Tsai. Clearly, he didn't come for Wen Tsai. He just didn't want his sect leader to be in an awkward situation. He was nascent, soul state level 5 and very young, but clearly it was impossible for him to get Wen Tsai. Wen Tsai understood this as well and glared at Yemo and Luo Susu. There was this inexplicable anger in her heart. Yemo had been using her as an excuse from the start. Then he killed Nan Jinxing from her sect with one strike for Luo Susu, and was being all lovey-dovey with Luo Susu now. Yemo was not only Pill City's city lord, but also a level 7 Pill King, as well as someone who could easily kill those with higher cultivation levels than him. Compared to those prodigies admiring her, Yemo was a genius amongst geniuses. Even with how talented Yuan Guanan was, he was killed by Yemo in the Truthful Palace. From this, it was easy to tell that Yemo was much better than Yuan Guanan. She was ranked equally first with Luo Susu in the South Peace State 10 Beauties. Now that Yemo was Susu's husband, clearly no matter who won this competition, he wouldn't be as good as Yemo. She once publicly said that Luo Susu did not deserve to be ranked equally first with her, but now her husband was so much better than her. This was slapping her face, and even Zhan Shuiyong didn't come up for her. She was more unhappy. She once swore that no matter who Luo Susu's husband was, she would steal him and then kick him back, but now she no longer had that faith. City Lord Yi wasn't interested in her the least bit. He was even disgusted by her. Heaven Yen, Sex Wang Dutin. Brother Zhan, please go easy. Another nascent soul state, level 6 came out. Clearly he didn't come for Wen Tsai. It wasn't that Wen Tsai was unattractive to him, but he knew that it was impossible to get Wen Tsai with his power. Wang Dutin was a 7-star core sect member and had reached nascent soul state level 6 in less than 60 years. This was rather good talent. He wanted to challenge Zhan Shuiyong because he wanted to know the difference between him and 9-star sect members at the same cultivation level. The fight between the two was a completely friendly practice fight, so it seemed very flashy, but there was no killing intent. Even though they were big sect core disciples, Yemo really didn't have the interest to watch this sort of fight. Zhan Shuiyong was smart and cunning. Compared to Wang Dutin, who focused on cultivation, his fighting experience and cultivation level was a little weaker. In about 8 minutes, he was hacked out by Wang Dutin and lightly injured. He lost. Zhan Shuiyong didn't come for Wen Tsai, so it didn't that he lost, but at the door of Black Ice Sect, a core disciple was kicked out and injured. This immediately made other core disciples unhappy. Before Wang Dutin went down, another Black Ice Sect nascent soul state level 6 cultivator flew up and said, "Brother Wang is good. Zhang Wu comes to learn of your mastery." Then, before Wang Dutin could reply, a hammer-shaped magic artifact was released. Different than before, it wasn't just a practice fight. Zhang Wu attacked with full power. Sword chi and hammer shadows filled the hall. The black ice sex cauldron filling state elders quickly set up some restrictions. Wang Dutin wasn't as good as Zhang Wu and already had fought before. In less than 7 minutes, he was sent flying and splitting blood. A nascent soul state tertiary stage from heaven Yen saw this and immediately stood up, wanting to get back. But an elder stopped him in time, clearly knowing that if this continued, the fight between Yemo and Nan Jinsheng might start again. Other than Zhan Shuiyong, the other people didn't even mention Wen Sai. Clearly they didn't come to fight for her. Wen Sai's face was very bad. She was South Peace State's #1 beauty, but was ignored to this extent. Luckily, not long after, a God-Wind Valley nascent soul state, level 9 cultivator walked out. He saluted with his fists to Zhang Wu and said, God Wind Valley, Yu Tong came for Goddess Win. Brother Wu, please. Zhang Wu was just here to get revenge for Zhan Shuiyong, and then he was planning to go down. Now that Yu Tong came up for Wen Sai, he knew he wasn't a match for Yu Tong, so he saluted with his fists. Brother Yu is already nascent soul state tertiary stage. I don't think I can beat you. Zhang Wu was just here to get revenge for Zhan Shuiyong, and then he was planning to go down. Now that Yu Tong came up for Wen Sai, he knew he wasn't a match for Yu Tong, so he saluted with his fists. Brother Yu is already nascent soul state tertiary stage. I don't think I can beat you. Then he left. After Zhang Wu went down, some core disciples of Big Sex came to fight. They had really come for Wen Sai. The scene heated up, and finally Wen Sai wasn't in an awkward situation anymore. Yi Mo didn't watch the matches. His mind was focused on Luo Ying. If it wasn't that he couldn't leave now, he would have left with Luo Ying already. 6 hours later, a terrifying explosion made Yi Mo and them look up a little. The two fighting were Hollow Spirit State power, one Hollow Spirit State level 5 and one Hollow Spirit State level 7. The Hollow Spirit State level 5 was from Black Ice Sect, and the Hollow Spirit State level 7 was from Nangong Village. Nangong Village was an 8-star sect. Yi Mo didn't care about this sect, but after hearing Shan Bingfeng's words, he started being attentive to this sect. They were a 9-star village before and called Fish Jump through Dragon Gate Village. He was planning to go visit it when he was powerful enough. Now he had met a cultivator from there. The Nangong Village cultivator was clearly more powerful than the Black Ice Sect cultivator. He had beaten the Black Ice Sect cultivator to the point of heavy injury. Seeing this, the Black Ice Sect elders and sect leaders' faces seemed very bad. The competition was brought up by Black Ice Sect and Infinity Sect, but now Black Ice Sect had completely lost. Their last Hollow Spirit State, level 5 disciple, was beaten. Nothing was more embarrassing than this as a host. They were losing their wife to other sects in front of all these big sections. But there was nothing they could do. While they did have more powerful sect members, they were older than 60 years. Even other sects didn't understand. Nangong Village was just an 8-star sect. Even if they were going to beat a Black Ice Sect member, they didn't have to do it that way. Seeing Yi Mo stare at that Nangong Village cultivator, Mi Jinjia sound transmissioned. That is Nangong Village's prodigy, sect member Nangong Yihui. He's Hollow Spirit State level 7 and ranked 39th on the Hollow Spirit State trial tablet. He has won 12 rounds in a row. Yi Mo nodded. He didn't expect Nangong Village to be this confident and not give any respect to Black Ice Sect. A Black Ice Sect elder was the announcer, and so he had to announce. Nangong Village's Nangong Yihui claims victory. Anyone else want to challenge Nangong Yihui for Goddess Win? The elder asked a few times, and no one replied. Clearly those core disciples lost the courage to fight after seeing Nangong Yihui's power. Nangong Yihui raised his lips, showing great confidence. He looked at Wen Sai, and his eyes were full of joy. Clearly to him, Wen Sai was his. But then, another square-faced cultivator walked out. Nangong Yihui had never been able to encounter an opponent. He saw it was a hollow spirit state, level 6 cultivator, and his eyes immediately lit up. I was troubled that no one could give me a proper fight. Friend, you came at the right time. Release your magic artifact. I'll let you have 3 moves first. Nangong Ihue waved his crescent blades. That square-faced cultivator said indifferently, "You're no match for me. I'm not challenging you. Move aside." No one had dared to say such a thing up until now, and Nangong Ihue's face immediately went cold. If it wasn't that his elders repeatedly said he couldn't do what Yemo did and hack an enemy apart, he would have done that already. But pity, the elders said he must not kill here. This square-faced cultivator's words made him want to kill him. Then let's see how I'm not a match for you. Nangong Ihue released his crescent blades. As soon as they was released, they made a piercing sound that brought circle-like sword light that enveloped the square-faced cultivator. The rings seemed to increase endlessly. They people around knew how powerful this move of Nangong Ihue was. The crescent rings were very eerie. It was very hard to escape after being enveloped by them. Nangong Ihue was not allowed to kill here, or rarely anyone would be able to escape with their lives. That square-faced cultivator's face changed when he was trapped by the white blade circles, but he sneered and used a few hand signs. A red mist appeared around him, and the white blade rings started to dissipate. Moments later, he had completely broken free. A big bell appeared above his head, and he said coldly to Nangong Ihue, "You have the right to fight with me." But before Nangong Ihue said anything, a young cultivator came up. He seemed much more handsome and easygoing than the square-faced cultivator. He stopped the square-faced cultivator and saluted with his fists to Nangong Ihue. "Tsai is our martial sister. We're not here to fight over her with you. This is my martial brother Tai Baifei. He admires goddess Susu's beauty, and that's why he came." "Martial brother Nangong, you wouldn't be interested in goddess Susu as well, right?" Nangong Ihue quickly waved his hand. "No, how can I? I'm only interested in goddess Wen." Hearing Nangong Ihue's reply, the smiling youth was a little disappointed, but he still said, "Now that there's no one challenging you, my martial sister is just there. You can go talk to her." Okay, sorry for being rude before." Nangong Ihue just realized this was goddess Wen's martial brother. If he offended him, it wouldn't be good for the future. He was hollow spirit state level 7 and thought he was the #1 genius, yet he called hollow spirit state level 6 Tai Baifei martial brother. Clearly he loved Wen Tsai too much. After Nangong Ihue left, that smiling youth looked at him in contempt before patting that square-faced cultivator's shoulder without saying anything. However, it was clear to everyone that they came to start trouble and maybe even kill Yemo. Yan Guan realized that the Infinity Sect indeed didn't want to let Yemo go. It seemed there was quite the conflict between them. Otherwise, they wouldn't call 2 masters from the sect. From Infinity Sect to here, they came in such a short time. Even if there was a teleportation formation, they would need top-grade space transmission runes. If the Infinity Sect really killed Yemo here, then Black Ice Sect would need to take a part of Pill City's fury. Those people who had a good impression of Yemo started to sigh for him, and those angry at Yemo started to rejoice at Yemo's impending doom. After the 2 left, the square-faced cultivator said loudly, "Infinity Sect's Tai Baifei admires Black Ice Sect's Luo Susu. I came here to challenge. I'm waiting for anyone who likes goddess Susu." Susu looked at Yemo in confusion. She was already with Yemo. Why did someone else say that? Luckily, they couldn't tell Tai Baifei's power, or they would be very worried and stop Yemo from fighting. No one looked favorably at Yemo. Yemo was powerful, but the difference between him and Hollow Spirit State level 6 was too great. That Tai Baifei was on par with Hollow Spirit State level 7 Nangong Ihue, and everyone saw Nangong Ihue's power. Even Lu Yao sighed. She had just connected with Yemo, and he was about to die. Even if she wanted to help Yemo, there was nothing she could do. Yemo comforted the two girls and walked up to Tai Baifei and released Zisu. He didn't say anything, but his killing intent began to soar. Zisu also hummed as though being more keen on this battle than Yemo. "You're Yemo?" Tai Baifei sneered and then looked at Yemo contemptuously. "You're a mere hollow spirit state, level 1. Nan Jinsheng really wasted his years of cultivating like a dog." "You're Yemo?" Tai Baifei sneered and then looked at Yemo contemptuously. "You're a mere hollow spirit state, level 1. Nan Jinsheng really wasted his years of cultivating like a dog." Yemo said calmly, "Soon, you will realize that you haven't been cultivating like a human as well." Yemo hacked out illusion, cloud formation, kill strike. Although his understanding of illusion cloud Hua Mountain strike was a level higher now, he knew that it was impossible to kill a master like Tai Baifei in one move. Countless purple rays flew out and completely enveloped Tai Baifei. Tai Baifei sneered and waved his hand. That huge bell started spinning above his head. Eventually, Yemo's purple sword rays clashed with the bell shadows, creating intense, clanking sounds. "You have some power indeed." Tai Baifei waved his hand, and a pale, red, long sword landed in his hand. At the same time, it turned into a red mist. It felt eerie that a huge man was using a red flying sword. But suddenly, Yemo felt it seemed to be cold. Suddenly, Yemo felt the space before him turning a blizzard, but the sky was covered with red snowflakes. The snowflakes weren't hexagonal, but triangular. It was just a wave of snowflakes, but they were like ice pillars to Yemo. They were bone-chilling and squeezed the space around him, giving less space to move around, as though in the end he would be crushed by the snowflakes. Everyone could just see red snowflakes flying about in the hall, and the hall turning extremely cold. Tai Baifei danced with his long sword as though the ruler of this icy world. Meanwhile, Yemo had disappeared amongst the snowflakes. Only a few purple sword rays that seeped out made people feel that Yemo was still alive. Seeing Yemo in this predicament, Fan Lianju sighed. She wasn't sighing for Yemo, but for Luo Susu. She knew how important this city lord Yi was to Susu just by seeing her reaction. But now the two just met and he was about to be killed. Personally, she liked Yemo being killed, but she really liked her disciple Susu far more than Tang Beiwei. Yan Guan frowned. He was beginning to think of how to explain to the Pill City and bring Black Ice Sect out of this mess if Yemo was killed. Lu Yao closed her eyes. She had seen Tai Baifei's sword technique. This blood snowflake was extremely powerful and eerie. Any cultivator trapped by the snowflakes would be killed. This was because the cultivator's spirit sense and cultivation essence would get wasted more and more. If he couldn't break free right from the start, there was an even lesser chance of him breaking free later on. When cultivating to the extreme, the snowflakes were hexagonal, but Tai Baifei's snowflakes were only triangular. Even so, they were still very powerful. Luo Ying and Tang Beiwei got up worriedly. Sweat came out of their hands. They just saw Yemo, and now he was going to be killed? Yemo was getting more and more impetuous, being suppressed by the snowflakes. He felt his skin get colder and colder. He even felt his spirit sense and cultivation essence were being wasted to resist against the cold. Yemo could imagine that if this continued, he would never be able to break free. He ate a spirit recovery pill and forcefully used a few spirit sense strikes. After using that, Yemo immediately felt the coldness and impetuous feeling dissipate quite a bit. He quickly used illusion cloud division strike now. More snowflakes were crippled. At this moment, Yemo yelled and used illusion cloud exert will strike again. At the same time, cultivators outside could see more and more purple rays popping out of the red snowflakes. At the start it was 1, 2, then 3, 4, then 10, then tens, and then hundreds. Yimo's figure became clearer and clearer as well. Soon, the purple rays were evenly matched with the snowflakes. Finally, Luo Susu and Tang Beiwei breathed easy and sat down. Tai Baifei saw Yimo break free and was a little surprised, but he showed an even colder sneer. The bell suddenly howled and broke free from the purple sword rays, instantly pressing down on Yimo. Yimo just broke free from that eerie barrage of snowflakes. It restricted his spirit sense and rendered him unable to perfectly hack Zissou. How could he let Tai Baifei trap him in that again? When the bell's shadows rose again, Yimo hacked out Illusion, Cloud Formation, Kill Strike with Illusion, Cloud Division Strike, and Exert will strike before. This fully unleashed Illusion, Cloud Formation, Kill Strike's power, and instantly trapped Tai Baifei again. At this moment, Lu Yao opened her eyes but saw Yimo break free from the red snowflakes and immediately rejoiced. She didn't expect Yimo to be this powerful, being able to break free from the blood snowflakes after being trapped inside. Thinking about how Yimo killed Nan Jinxing in one strike, she knew that Yimo was far from just a pill king. Seeing his bell being trapped by Yimo's purple sword raise again, Tai Baifei sneered and used spells faster. The red long sword seemed more and more vibrant. Yimo trapped the bell and had nothing to worry about now. He used a few more spirit sense blades. Tai Baifei felt his sea of consciousness ache and his movements slowed. He immediately broke, free form, Yimo's spirit sense strike. But before he could keep using blood snowflakes, he saw another vibrant purple ray come. At this moment, he felt this purple ray was so pretty. It was so vibrant, as though it was going to take him to a place he should be going. He even desired to follow it. Not right. Tai Baifei instantly realized and forcefully burned some essence blood to call back the bell to block this ray. Yimo just needed this moment of time and hacked out Illusion, Cloud Hua Mountain Strike. Straightforward and fearless. With this strike, the entire hall was covered in purple. This purple was not only pretty and enticing, but also seemed to have come from heaven. Some female cultivator looked at that purple ray and closed their eyes in adoration. Almost all weak-powered cultivators just wanted to have this purple ray and not think about anything. Tai Baifei felt that purple ray sweep past his head, and he heard his bones crack and his body crumble. He barely opened his eyes and looked at Yimo, speaking softly, "Such a pretty purple ray." Then he fell down and his body broke into pieces. Yimo put away Zissou and closed his eyes. He entered a new palace of sword Dao. He created a new sword technique. He learned this from Tai Baifei's blood snowflakes. After a moment, Yimo opened his eyes and murmured, "Pinching flower, purple ray. The heavens are only an inch away." His strike was like a pinch of flowers, silent. When people thought this was a sword ray from the heavens, the sword ray was only an inch away. Even if they were killed, they were willing. The Illusion Cloud Hua Mountain Strike was complete. It wasn't as crude as before. It had become a lethal blow. Everyone took a cold breath in. No one understood the strike, but those above cauldron-filling state knew the terror of Yimo's strike. Even young Feiqing stared at Yimo with a face of shock and horror. He even forgot his anger, forgot another prodigy, sect member was killed by Yimo. He was thinking that Yimo was only hollow spirit state level 1 and this powerful. When he was disaster, transformation state, or even truth, realization state, who would be able to stop him? At this moment, all the sect leaders were shocked, not that Yimo was able to kill hollow spirit state level 6 Tai Baifei, but due to that purple ray. For almost half a minute, the hall was in complete silence. Killing someone above your cultivation level wasn't rare, but what was terrifying was Yimo's silent strike. For almost half a minute, the hall was in complete silence. Killing someone above your cultivation level wasn't rare, but what was terrifying was Yi Mo's silent strike. Some people could tell that Yi Mo used the same strike to kill Tai Baifei and Nan Jiansheng, but it had a completely different effect. Almost everyone thought Yi Mo was going to lose for sure, and he would be killed by Tai Baifei, but instead, Yi Mo killed Tai Baifei. Only a few disaster transformation state and higher masters saw that Yi Mo used another attack before using illusion, cloud, hua, mountain strike. It caused that pause in Tai Baifei's movements. Yan Guan took a cold breath in. He was thinking about how to explain to Pill City Lord that Yi Mo was killed. But now there was a turn of events, and Yi Mo killed Hollow Spirit State level 6 Tai Baifei. When Psy looked dazedly at Yi Mo, and even forgot to be angry, she knew Yi Mo was very powerful. Before Yi Mo fought Nan Jiansheng, she thought Yi Mo was nascent soul state tertiary stage, but he killed Nan Jiansheng in one move. Clearly, he was Hollow Spirit State power. Nan Jiansheng said Yi Mo was Hollow Spirit State level 1. She was dubious, but she still believed him. However, Yi Mo killed Tai Baifei now. Tai Baifei was Hollow Spirit State level 6. A Hollow Spirit State level 1 wouldn't be able to kill him. Wen Psy was a prodigy herself, and she was nascent soul state level 2. She knew that even if she wanted to kill nascent soul state level 6, it wouldn't be that easy, maybe even impossible. Was Yi Mo Hollow Spirit State tertiary stage? How could that be possible? She soon thought of when they first met. Yi Mo was only nascent soul state at that time, and he killed Lu Jianqian. Yet how long had it been, and he was Hollow Spirit State tertiary stage? Was there really such a genius in the world? If he really was, then the difference between him and other 9-star sect prodigies was too huge. That smiling youth cultivator wasn't able to react for a long time. He didn't believe that Tai Baifei would be killed by Yi Mo so cleanly, but after another minute, he finally realized this was reality. Yi Mo really killed Tai Baifei, and his body was turned in a bloody mist. "I'm going to kill you!" That youth cultivator's face snarled, and without hesitation, he charged into the middle and released a dark gourd. Yi Mo knew about the Infinity Sect. They were a sect that focused on sword cultivation, but this youth used a black gourd. "Wu Jian, come back!" an elder yelled, but that cultivator was filled with rage. Yi Mo sneered. This Wu Jian was Hollow Spirit State level 7, but he wasn't scared at all. He waved, and Zi Su appeared in his hand. That young cultivator saw Yi Mo's actions and forcefully stopped his impulse of running up. He slowed down, and even his face became extremely calm. He then turned around and bowed to Infinity Sect. That elder saw this and breathed easy. From the bottom of his heart, he didn't want that young cultivator to go up. Yi Mo's performance was too strong, no weaker than any Hollow Spirit State tertiary stage. Now that this young cultivator calmed down, he wasn't as worried. The only confusion was when Ming Wujian had obtained a gourd magic artifact. That young cultivator let the black gourd float around him and said coldly to Yi Mo, "You have balls, you dare to kill our Infinity Sect's Hollow Spirit State core disciple. I'm Infinity Sect's Ming Wujian. Don't worry, I will let you die with my martial brother Tai Baifei. I will take care of that Luo Susu for at least a few years." Yi Mo's killing intent rose crazily when Ming Wujian talked about Luo Susu. A faint purple mist had already formed around Zisu. Ming Wujian sneered and used a few hand signs. The gourd suddenly made a thunderous rumble and began to expand, becoming 2 meters long and 1 meter wide in size. Yet it still seemed to be expanding. Yi Mo looked at the dark gourd's mouth and felt a little uneasy. He felt his spirit sense couldn't scan in at all. Without hesitation, Yi Mo took out his octagonal cauldron and hacked out. Seeing this, everyone was dazed. It was obvious that the octagonal cauldron was a top grade defense magic artifact. Yet Yi Mo didn't even use when he killed Tai Baifei. This guy was a madman. Yang Feiqing's face grew bleaker. He felt more and more that he must kill Yi Mo as early as possible. But he was here with Lu Wuhu today. Other than attacking together, there was no Infinity Sect cultivator that could single-handedly kill Lu Wuhu. No one recognized this octagonal cauldron, but when Tsai knew it, she saw Martial Brother Yuan get it in the Truthfall Palace. She was now even more certain that Yi Mo killed Martial Brother Yuan. Ming Wujian saw this and was dazed but ignored it soon. He even didn't care about Yi Mo's purple sword rays. He waved his hand and countless black lines reached out from his gourd. Those black lines were extremely fast and had an ear-piercing and spirit sense hurting screech to them. After the first wave of purple sword rays were blocked, more purple sword rays were swept away. Yi Mo thought of that Mo Qianli he killed in North Far State. His evil soul strands were similar to this, but they had no sound. These ones had screeching sound and were faster. Yi Mo soon saw that they weren't strands, but small bugs. They were all black and not only had wings, but also sharp teeth. Strangely, they only had one leg each. These bugs were extremely fast and dense. Yi Mo could only use the octagonal cauldron to protect himself as it spun faster and faster. But the bugs seemed endless and soon doubled in numbers as they clashed against the octagonal cauldron. Yi Mo felt it was harder and harder to control the octagonal cauldron. The octagonal cauldron slowed down, and thus its defenses dropped. At this rate, if the octagonal cauldron stopped, he would be swept away by these bugs. He knew that if they all came on him, not even a single bone of him would be left. Yi Mo was unhappy. He wanted to fight with a cultivator who could take on his illusion cloud strikes and fight head-on in a clash, but no one was able to satisfy him. He killed Nan Jinxing in one strike. Tai Baifei used blood snowflakes, and now this Ming Wujian used countless bugs to attack. Yi Mo used illusion cloud division strike again, but before the purple sword rays formed, they were devoured by those bugs. Such powerful bugs, they could even devour sword rays. Yi Mo didn't keep using Zisu. His spirit sense was barely able to control the octagonal cauldron, much less control Zisu. The key to illusion cloud was spirit sense. The more powerful the spirit sense, the more powerful the purple sword rays. Yi Mo had many means, and he didn't believe he couldn't deal with these bugs. He used Mist Lotus Heart fire the next moment. He didn't have a heaven flame cultivation method, but it should be fine to burn these bugs. The cultivators saw Yi Mo release heaven flame and knew these bugs were done for. Heaven flame could easily burn any bug. Yet Ming Wujian just sneered at this. The Mist Lotus Heart fire went into the middle of the bugs. Countless bugs fell down, but in a brief moment more came up. Yi Mo frowned. He used Mist Lotus Heart fire and burned, and there were indeed some dead, but more weren't dead. Yi Mo was shocked. What bug was this that even Heaven Flame couldn't burn? Although the level of the Heaven Flame was low, he was sure he could even burn a body condensation state, peak stage, cultivator to death if he let him. He suddenly thought of a spirit bug that was on thing, and his face turned dark. Fire-eating bug, ranked 7th on the rare spirit bugs ranking. They devoured metals and liked devouring all sorts of flames. They grew in flames. Fire-eating bug, ranked 7th on the rare spirit bugs ranking. They devoured metals and liked devouring all sorts of flames. They grew in flames. It could be said that they could devour anything, and there was rarely anything that could counter them. Yet Ming Wujian had so many fire-eating bugs. How did he keep them alive? Even though they were the lowest grade, with this many, even a sect wouldn't be able to afford keeping them. This was because they needed to not only devour flames, but also large amounts of ores, or else they wouldn't reproduce. The higher their level, the harder it was to keep them. But Ming Wujian's bugs were the lowest level, so they used a lot of resources, but they wouldn't be high level. Even the other sect leader and elders' faces changed when they saw this many fire-eating bugs. They recognized them and knew their terrifying power when they matured. They're actually fire-eating bugs. Even Lu Wuhu was shocked. Even Yan Guan and other 9-star sect elders were shocked. They thought of the Infinity Sect. The Infinity Sect had such terrifying bugs. If they used the sect's power to raise them, what other sect could stand up to them? If all the fire-eating bugs were released, they could definitely annihilate a sect immediately. But they knew that it was impossible to fully mature all of them. Even getting 1/1000000 mature was extremely hard, but just the name fire-eating bug was enough to strike fear. More than 10,000 years ago, there was a great evil on Luoyu continent. He was the fire-eating bug demon. This person kept countless mature fire-eating bugs. No one could stop him. He annihilated a 9-star sect all by himself just because he liked that location and wanted to use it as his own sect. The 9-star sect rejected him, and in his fury he annihilated the entire sect. That fire-eating bug demon ravaged for 1,000 years before encountering Chu Jiyu and being killed. Since then his fire-eating bugs disappeared too. Now, 10,000 years later, the fire-eating bugs appeared again, and they belonged to Infinity Sect. Yang Feiqing's face was also bleak. He didn't know that his sect member had someone that kept fire-eating bugs. If he knew this, he wouldn't let Ming Wujian fight. He would make these fire-eating bugs Infinity Sect's top secret. Yet this insolent Ming Wujian not only fought, but also used fire-eating bugs immediately. Even if he killed Yemo, other sects wouldn't allow Infinity Sect to keep the fire-eating bugs for themselves. It was hard to keep them, but as long as you had the method and resources, another fire-eating bug demon would appear. Yet, Chu Jiyu was someone who didn't appear for 10,000 years. If there wasn't someone like Chu Jiyu around, the fire-eating bug demon would be able to do whatever he wanted in the cultivation realm. Yang Feiqing clearly could see that Ming Wujian wasn't used to controlling these bugs. It was very hard for him. Clearly, he either just got these bugs or someone had just taught him. Yi Mo realized it was no wonder these bugs weren't afraid of his heaven flame. Luckily, his heaven flame was red level and could burn some. Otherwise, if the flame was still yellow, it might instead feed them. Yi Mo felt his octagonal cauldron get slower and slower. It was already a bit hard for him to use Heaven Flame and Octagonal Cauldron at the same time. Yi Mo couldn't let this continue. He really wanted to use 11 lightning swords. People already knew he killed Tian Alfing. It was no big deal to use it now. But just when he wanted to use it, he saw Ming Wujian's face get pale. His each hand sign and spell was barely able to be used. Ming Wujian didn't keep these bugs. Yi Mo immediately thought. Otherwise, it wouldn't be this hard for him to control. Thinking about how cunning Ming Wujian was, Yi Mo wasn't sure if he was putting up this act, so he sent out an extreme Grade Spirit artifact, Flying Sword, at Ming Wujian. Even with that, his sea of consciousness rumbled. Ming Wujian was shocked to see that Yi Mo could still use Flying Sword. But then he spat another mouthful of essence blood, and more fire-eating bugs came out of the black gourd. But soon, Yi Mo saw that the flying sword he sent was rapidly devoured. He exclaimed these bugs were too powerful. But now, Yi Mo no longer intended to use 11 lightning swords. Ming Wujian was unable to control the fire-eating bugs well. He only needed to summon Shadowless to ambush Ming Wujian. Yi Mo silently let Shadowless out. He wanted to let Shadowless ambush Ming Wujian. But what he didn't expect was as soon as Shadowless came out, he shrieked in excitement. What was this? Yi Mo was dazed. If he was going to enter the scene in that high-fashion way, how was he going to ambush? But Yi Mo saw Shadowless didn't listen to him and instead dashed into Ming Wujian's black gourd in a golden beam. Yi Mo was shocked. What was this? But soon he felt something was wrong. Those fire-eating bugs attacking the octagonal cauldron began to retreat and become chaotic. Some even flew away. Luckily, there was a restriction, and they couldn't escape anywhere. The fire-eating bugs blocked by the restriction flew around like flies, but most rushed to that black gourd. Ming Wujian looked at the chaotic fire-eating bugs and shivered, murmuring, "Not a spirit bug, not an immortal. Not number 1, shadowless worm. There really is shadowless worm." Yemo wasn't struggling like before. He ate a spirit recovery pill and was about to release Zisu. Shadowless didn't go ambush Ming Wujian, but instead went into the gourd. That at least helped him. But soon he stopped using Zisu, not because Ming Wujian was pale-faced and shaking, but because the black gourd was beginning to contort as though it was going to explode. With a rumble, a hot wave swept out. Yemo let the octagonal cauldron shield him and quickly went to contact Shadowless. Shadowless was his important helper. He must not be blown dead. Luckily, he soon felt Shadowless. When Shadowless came out of the explosion, it wobbled around as though it was drunk. The golden body turned gray again. Without much thought, Yemo sent Shadowless into a spirit beast ring. He didn't want to show the golden page world here. Even the restrictions were shaking with that explosion. He didn't understand why Shadowless didn't die, but large amounts of fire-eating bugs fell down and died. Some that were still alive rushed at Yemo and Ming Wujian like crazy. Yemo had the octagonal cauldron, but Ming Wujian didn't and was soon devoured into nothingness. After that, the fire-eating bugs flew around and didn't find the black gourd. Then they all fell to the ground and turned black. Yemo was disgusted and released his heaven flame to burn the black things completely as well as the dead bodies. After the burning smell, the space seemed to have stabled and an orange flame appeared before Yemo Liming Fire, ranked 9th amongst the flames in the cultivation realm. It was a heaven flame. There was a heaven flame inside Ming Wujian's gourd. But Yemo knew that there was no way it was going to be his. Yang Feiqing's face lit up seeing this. But before he could take it, Yemo said to Lu Wuhu, "Brother Lu, you can have this Li Ming Fire." "How? Okay, I'll take it." Then he reached out a cultivation essence giant hand and grabbed the flame. Yemo breathed easy. He knew that with his ability, it would take at least 7 minutes to take the flame. By this time, Yang Feiqing would have already taken it. Now that Lu Wuhu took it, Yang Feiqing wouldn't even dare to ask for it. Yang Feiqing saw this, and his face changed. He saluted with his fists. "Lu Qianbei, this Li Ming Fire is my Infinity Sect member Ming Wujian's. Please give it back." Lu Wuhu took out a jade box and sealed the Li Ming Fire inside before looking coldly at Yang Feiqing. Since when in the cultivation realm was it that after a fight, the belongings of the dead would be returned to his sect? How come I heard that the belongings are taken by the victor? The Li Ming Fire has been out for a long time. If I Lu Wuhu wanted to rob it, I would have long taken it. Do I need to wait till now? Just then, "Brother, ye gave the Li Ming Fire to me." Everyone heard this. "Are your ears defective, sect leader Yang?" Lu Wuhu took out a jade box and sealed the Li Ming Fire inside before looking coldly at Yang Feiqing. Since when in the cultivation realm was it that after a fight, the belongings of the dead would be returned to his sect? How come I heard that the belongings are taken by the victor? The Li Ming Fire has been out for a long time. If I Lu Wuhu wanted to rob it, I would have long taken it. Do I need to wait till now? Just then, "Brother, ye gave the Li Ming Fire to me." Everyone heard this. "Are your ears defective, sect leader Yang?" Everyone knew Lu Wuhu's character. He never made a losing deal, but never robbed a Wanbei's things, no matter how good they were. This was why he could earn the respect of the entire cultivation realm. But if you gave him something, it was impossible to earn it back. Everyone heard that Yemo gave the Li Ming Flame to Lu Wuhu. Yang Feiqing was furious, but there was nothing he could do. He glared coldly at Yi Mo. Even the rivers couldn't express his hatred for him. After killing their prodigy, Yuan Guanan, he had killed 3 more Infinity Sect Hollow Spirit State prodigies in front of his eyes, but there was nothing he could do. He regretted calling Ming Wujian out. Now the fire-eating bugs were dead. He was annoyed at Ming Wujian for hiding this and not reporting it. On top of that, he foolishly showed it to everyone. But Yang Feiqing wronged Ming Wujian, as he had only just got the bugs and didn't know their glorious past. When he got the black gourd and the jade slip introducing the bugs, he was overjoyed. He immediately destroyed the jade slip and focused on feeding them. He even grew rusty on his sword Dao. But he didn't mind. He used the fire-eating bugs in battle a few times. They were invincible. No one knew that he killed a body condensation state, level 1, with fire-eating bugs. That's why to him, these bugs were invincible. But the jade slip he got also introduced something else, Shadowless Worm. If the fire-eating bugs encountered Shadowless Worm, they would immediately begin to worry. It also said that the Shadowless Worm wasn't a spirit bug. It usually wouldn't appear in the cultivation realm, but he was unlucky and encountered the Shadowless Worm that shouldn't appear in the cultivation realm. Yi Mo's Shadowless Worm was hidden, but a few people still saw it. They just weren't sure. With Lu Wuhu standing behind Yi Mo, no one dared to ask. Although many people were guessing what it was that Yi Mo released later and flew into the black gourd, they could only think about it. Due to Yi Mo's arrival, many sects stopped their prodigy, sect members. Yi Mo was too absurd. Only a body condensation state cultivator could surely kill him. But a 60-year-old body condensation state cultivator was too rare. Wang Chuanha said with a bleak face, "Even if Fei Yu and them are here, they're not allowed to fight. They're no match for Yi Mo. He's not someone who can be killed by a cultivator of the same level." The 2 cultivators who came from Lightning Cloud sect didn't agree, but their sect leader already said this, so they could only hide. Wen Sai looked coldly at Yi Mo until Nangong Yihui was really annoying her. Then she said calmly, "My husband must be number 1, but you haven't beaten number 1 City Lord Yi. I can't love you." Nangong Yihui was dazed. He didn't see Wen Sai kick him away when he came. Why did she want him to challenge City Lord Yi? He didn't consider Yi Mo a threat before, but now that Yi Mo killed Tai Baifei and Ming Wujian, he knew Yi Mo was not weaker than him. Wen Sai sneered and didn't say anything. Nangong Yihui quickly said, "Martial's sister Tsai, that city lord, you didn't say he was interested in you." As though feeling his words were inappropriate, he quickly changed to, "That city lord Yi said those who came for you shouldn't challenge him." When Tsai's face went cold, "But I like him because he's the strongest. If you can beat him, I can like you immediately. But if you don't even dare to challenge him and you say you like me, is it not embarrassing? Wen Tsai, like the number 1. I only want the number 1. If you're scared you can't beat him, I'm not forcing you to go." Then, she couldn't be bothered talking to Nangong Yihui. Nangong Yihui was dazed. He didn't expect this, but looking at Wen Tsai, if he didn't go challenge Yi Mo, he would have no chance at all. Thinking about this, Nangong Yihui nodded. "Okay, I will challenge City Lord Yi. I will make the person who likes you be number 1. Wen Tsai showed a smile and said softly, "Then be careful, the purple ray of his is very strong." "I know." Nangong Yihui's heart was overjoyed hearing these words from Wen Tsai. Yi Mo wanted to go back to his seat, but saw Nangong Yihui quickly stop him. But before Nangong Yihui could speak, an elder from Nangong village yelled, "Yihui, come back first." Nangong Yihui smiled to Yi Mo, "City Lord Yi, just wait a bit. I'll come fight with you soon. Don't worry, I'm not here for Goddess Susu, I'm here for Tsai." Yi Mo smiled. He could tell that Nangong Yihui was an idiot and was being used by Wen Tsai to fight with him. Indeed, Nangong Yihui only went back a while, and that elder said to Yi Mo, "Yihui is injured. He won't be able to fight today. Please forgive us, City Lord Yi." Yemo also saluted with his fists. Brother Nangong is Hollow Spirit State level 7 and won more than 10 matches in a row. Even Yemo is no match for him. Then Yemo went back to his seat. That elder was very happy with Yemo's answer. He didn't let Nangong Ihue fight, not because he was scared of Yemo, but just didn't want him to be used by that Wintsai. Seeing no one else challenging Yemo, Yanguan got up and said, "All sorts of prodigies showed up today, and although some were injured, that was unavoidable. Luckily, we have successfully come to an end. City Lord Yi is able to leave with his loved one, our core disciple Susu." Susu got up and bowed to Yanguan here. Susu thanks sect leader and thanks master. Yanguan smiled, but Fan Lianju's face was bleak. Then Yanguan continued, "Infinity, sect goddess win." That elder who spoke with Yi Mo intervened. "Thank you, sect leader Yen. Our sect will propose to Infinity Sect." Yanguan breathed easy. After this, Nangong village elder said this. He didn't even greet Infinity Sect. Clearly, they didn't intend to propose at all. Luckily, this elder said this, or he really wouldn't know what to say. From Wintsai's expression, everyone could tell she wasn't interested in Nangong Ihue at all. Neither was the Infinity Sect interested in Nangong village. No one was interested except that Nangong Ihue. Then, okay, the competition will end here today. Black Ice Sect is grateful for all the sect leaders and elders who showed up. If you have time, you may stay here for however long you want. You will be our VIP. A round of applause sounded. Everyone knew these were just polite words. The Black Ice Sect wanted them to leave as early as possible. Black Ice Sect and Infinity Sect invited everyone here for the South Alliance. But now, after the competition, Yanguan didn't mention this at all. Clearly, he felt this matter wasn't good. Yang Feiqing and the Infinity Sect elders didn't say anything about it as well. Even the Black Ice Sect didn't support this. Clearly, this South Alliance wasn't plausible. This was all because of that Yemo. All Yang Feiqing could think about now was how to kill Yemo. Even though Yemo had Lu Wuhu, if he used all of Infinity Sect's power, he would have a chance to kill Yemo. Infinity Sect had 5 truth realization states, and if they worked with Lightning Cloud Sect to trap Lu Wuhu first and then kill Yemo, it wouldn't be hard. They'd already brought the conflict to the surface, so they might as well be quick and fast. He didn't believe Pill City would fight 2 9-star sects to the death for a dead Yemo. Yemo scanned casually. Yang Feiqing's face was icy cold. Yemo subconsciously shivered. He estimated that this Yang Feiqing probably wouldn't rest until he killed him. Even with Lu Wuhu, Yang Feiqing might calculate him into part of his schemes too. Yemo scanned casually. Yang Feiqing's face was icy cold. Yemo subconsciously shivered. He estimated that this Yang Feiqing probably wouldn't rest until he killed him. Even with Lu Wuhu, Yang Feiqing might calculate him into part of his schemes too. No, he couldn't continue like this, or he would be at an absolute disadvantage. He wasn't worried about going from Black Ice Sect to Pill City, but of how to get to MOU City after Pill City. Thinking about this, Yemo got up and saluted with his fists to some cultivators. Sect leaders and elders, it's my honor to be able to gather with you guys here today. When I go back to Pill City, I will be staying there for a month. After that, I will go back to MOU City. In order to thank everyone's support 1 month later, those friends who can come with me to MOU City and are above cauldron filling state, I will concoct for them a cauldron of pills for free. The pill has to be below heaven grade, level 7. Almost all the cultivators stopped their feet and looked at Yemo fervently. 1 cauldron of heaven grade, level 7 pills. Even truth realization state or disaster transformation states would find it hard for other people to concoct for them, much less cauldron filling state. Pill City lords could help people concoct heaven grade level 7 pills, but were they willing? Even if they were willing, Would you be able to pay the price? Many cultivators were thousands of years old and had a large store of spirit herbs. However, the trouble was they didn't have someone to concoct pills for them. Now, the Yi-Mo gave this promise. It was like gold raining from the heavens. Lu Yao nodded. This was Yi-Mo using his natural advantage. There was almost no cauldron-filling state cultivator who wouldn't want this. Before the excitement ended, Yi-Mo dropped another bombshell. Everyone knows this, and I've said it before. I believe I can reach level 9 Pill King in 10 years, so I'll promise here again that those friends coming with me to MOU City 1 month later, if their disaster transformation state within 100 years, I can make a cauldron of heaven-grade level 9 pills for them. If a truth realization state friend comes with me to MOU City, then after I reach level 9 Pill King, I will make 10 cauldrons for them. He even wanted to pull truth realization state cultivators to MOU City. Yi-Mo's words immediately let people realize what was going on. He was trying to get some bodyguards. Despite this, there were quite some people wanting to go with Yi-Mo. As long as they went with him to MOU City, they could get a free cauldron from a level 7 Pill King. Who wouldn't want this? City Lordy, then we'll go with you to Pill City now, and stay in Pill City for a month before going with you to MOU City. How about it? Lu Yao smiled. Yi-Mo knew Lu Yao was helping him, and immediately saluted with his fists. I would love that, thank you, Sister Yao. City Lordy, your mouth is really sweet. Lu Yao smiled. Perhaps me and my sex truth realization state elder will go with City, Lord Yi. Yi-Mo was overjoyed. With Lu Yao's words, many sects had decided to send an elder to Pill City. Infinity Sect's Yang Feiqing's face was very cold. He knew he had miscalculated one thing, and that was Yi-Mo's Pill King identity. Yi-Mo's level 7 Pill King power was fully showcased here. It was their gathering to pull allies, but now it became a place for Yi-Mo to rally support. Yang Feiqing was so angry he was about to spit blood, but there was nothing he could do. He had gotten so many masters to support him here, and if he went to Pill City and called out, there would be a few more truth realization states as well. But the Infinity Sect suffered so greatly at Yi-Mo's hands. There was no way he would let Yi-Mo go. He also knew that since Infinity Sect annihilated Sword Valley, the feud between them was unable to be resolved. Wang Chuanha fell silent now. Yi-Mo was just hollow spirit state power and easily dissipated the South Alliance. At the same time, he got so much support. Lightning Cloud Sect only lost one Tian Alfing. Should they keep fighting with Yi-Mo? Infinity Sect fought with Yi-Mo and lost 4 Prodigy, sect members already, and Yi-Mo was only hollow spirit state level 1, but he was almost invincible in hollow spirit state. What if he reached body condensation state or cauldron filling state? Wang Chuanha, who was adamant on killing Yi-Mo, felt his thought wavering. Yi-Mo didn't reject any sect who wanted to connect with him. He welcomed all those who wanted to go with him to MOU City. Luoying knew that Yi-Mo was going to take them away immediately, so she brought Beiwei to Fan Lianzhu and bowed. She felt that Yi-Mo didn't seem to be friendly to her master, but her master was really nice to her. Fan Lianzhu sighed. Cultivate hard for you. Cultivation is the most important. Yes, master. Luoying was happy that she was able to be with Yi-Mo, but she couldn't rebuke her master's words. Fan Lianzhu gave a rainbow handkerchief to Luoying and another pair of cloud boots to Tang Beiwei before saying, Master doesn't have anything good. I got these 2 cultivation artifacts in my earlier years. Now I'll give them to you. Luoying and Tang Beiwei took these things and thought. Without their master, they wouldn't be in a good situation and felt quite sentimental about leaving Black Ice Sect. Fan Lianzhu smiled. When your cultivation levels are high, you can come back and visit master. Especially Susu, if your husband wasn't Pill City Lord and a level 7 Pill King. Master would never let you leave Black Ice Mountain. Yan Guan saw this and breathed easy. He brought a disaster transformation state elder to Yemo and said, City Lord Yen congratulates you on your reunion with Susu. Elder Shur is our disaster transformation state elder and my martial brother. In order to celebrate your return to MOU City, he will come with you. I hope you don't mind. Yemo laughed. Of course, he wouldn't mind. The more masters who went with him, the better. Even though he knew they came for the cauldron of pills, he was grateful. Many days later in Pill City, those who came with Yemo to Pill City and wanted to go to MOU City were arranged to stay at VIP places in Pill City. Luo Ying, Ning Qingxue, Tang Beiwei, Luo Fei and them reunited again and were very happy. They caught up and were very emotional. When they came to South Peace State, they went around everywhere. Luckily, Susu's master arranged places for them, or they wouldn't dare to think about their predicament. Only Yunzi was lost. Luo Ying and them knew that Yi Ling and Song Yangzhu as well as Su Jingwen were still in North Far State. Yi Mo said he would go bring there to MOU City after they returned to MOU City. They knew how hard it was to bring this many people over, but everyone believed in Yemo. He came to Luo Yu later, but was far ahead of them. It had been 2 or 3 years, and he needed to bring them back. He wanted to find Lu Wuhu to see if he could make a top-grade flying magic artifact for him to fly back. Yemo was going to find Lu Wuhu, but Lu Wuhu was more desperate to find Lu Wuhu. There were too many people on the road, and Yemo was with his Susu. He didn't even get an opportunity to speak. Now he had to ask Yemo. Yemo was pulled inside the house before he even walked in. When Yemo actually went inside the inner room, he was dazed. There was another small dimension here. It was spacious and luxurious. The spirit chi was so dense that he didn't dare to imagine. There was at least a low-grade spirit range here. Stop acting shocked. You have much better things than me. I only have this spirit range. You probably don't even consider it valuable. Heaven flame, earth flame, that pill cauldron, and that octagonal cauldron. Hee, especially that kitchen knife. Lu Wuhu smiled. Do you have something important that you called me over so desperately? Yi Mo quickly changed the topic. If this old guy wanted to take his things by force, there really was nothing he could do. Lu Wuhu glared at him. How can I be interested in your things? That's good. That's good. My things aren't worth money, Yemo quickly said. Lu Wuhu said in contempt, Not worth money? The thing you annihilated the fire-eating bugs is shadowless worm, right? Other people can't tell, but I can. Lu Wuhu got up and waited excitedly for Yemo to reply. Yemo nodded. He had to admit it. It was because he had long since known that his little pet was shadowless worm. Yemo nodded. He had to admit it. It was because he had long since known that his little pet was shadowless worm. But Yemo didn't know anything about it. Thing didn't introduce either. It really is shadowless worm. Lu Wuhu became excited. He clapped his hand and walked excitedly in circles, but then shook his head. Pity, such a legendary thing is being wasted by you. I would rather you waste a few more South Peace State, 10 beauties, than... Seeing the Emo's face looked bad, Lu Wuhu rubbed his hands and smiled. I'm joking. Yemo ignored him. He had quite a few things that were legendary things, but he still got them. There were too many legendary things. Jiao Qian's one purple flare was also legendary. Even the fire-eating bugs he annihilated weren't seen everywhere. Lu Wuhu rubbed his hand and said, Once the shadowless worm approves of a master, it will never change it, so don't worry, I won't scheme for it. But the shadowless worm has a specialty, and that is each time it evolves, it envelopes itself in silk. Have you seen this? Yemo remembered that, and thus took out a ball of white silk and asked, Are you talking about this? That's right. Lu Wuhu took it from Yemo's hand and said, Yes, it's this. This was the second time Yemo saw Lu Wuhu so excited. The first time was when he took out the bitter bamboo leaf. Such a good thing. Forgery treasure. Lu Woohoo exclaimed. Yemo said plainly, Brother Lu, I know it's forgery treasure, but after you're done looking at it, can you give it back? Lu Woohoo looked at Yemo with some awkwardness, but didn't give it back. Seeing that Yemo didn't talk for a while, he said embarrassedly, How about I help you concoct something or attack for you 3 times, and oh you. Stop. Yemo waved his hand. You still owe me from last time, and now here we go again. Lu Woohoo felt more awkward, but didn't want to let go of the silk strand. Suddenly, he seemed to have thought of something. He took out 3 jade boxes and opened them in front of Yemo. Have a look yourself. Take it if you like. After seeing these things, Yemo took a cold breath in. He thought he had a lot of good things, but now seeing the things Lu Woohoo took out casually, he immediately realized that he was a beggar compared to Lu Woohoo. There was level 8 material dark ice marrow, level 8 spirit herb illusion magic flower, and even 1 flame lotus heart. Kong, you gave him 1 before, and now Lu Woohoo had 1 too. Luckily, he hid his mist lotus heart fire in the Golden Page world as soon as he came to Pill City, or else it would have been found out by this guy. Yemo knew that the flame lotus heart was a top-grade item. It might not be very good for forgery, but it was very useful to him. Yet Lu Woohoo was willing to take this out. This could let his mist lotus heart fire upgrade. This guy knew he had the mist lotus heart fire and didn't take it out last time. Yet this was just his casual offer. One could see how many good things he has stored away. Yemo suddenly regretted giving him the bitter bamboo leaf for just a few times of helping him. What was Shadowless Worm? How could Lu Woohoo take the silk it made so seriously? Suddenly, Yemo even wanted to learn forgery himself. What if this silk was a very good thing? Then wouldn't he lose greatly? Putting that aside, Yemo looked at these things. He wanted all of them. But before he could speak, Lu Woohoo said, Brother Yi, since you know the use of the Shadowless Worm silk, you should know that its first silk has the lowest value. You can only choose one. Yemo was dumbfounded. He didn't know shit. Yemo knew that he could only get more things out of Lu Woohoo if he said he knew the value. Now that Lu Woohoo said this, didn't that mean he could only choose one? Suddenly, Yemo felt things weren't right. If the silk could only swap with 1 item, Lu Woohoo wouldn't take out this many. He only needed to take out the flame lotus heart. He would take it for sure. Since he took out flame lotus heart as well as many other things, it meant he was so desperate for it. So he took out something that was equivalent in value to the silk. The last sentence might be Lu Woohoo testing him. Thinking about this, Yemo said calmly, Brother Lu, don't try to scam me, please. I'm a level 7 Pill King. I don't need to say the value of the Shadowless Worm silk. Then Yemo said, I'll take all of it. He then moved those jade boxes close to him. Lu Woohoo saw this and didn't get angry. Okay, but you must agree that the next time your worm makes silk you need to give it to me. At least 3 times. Yemo quickly said, That's fine that you have a proposal, but so do I, and that is that you let me study your forgery manual. You want to learn forgery as well. Lu Woohoo looked at Yemo in disbelief. You're a Pill King and a formation great master. Now you want to learn forgery. Yemo scratched his head and said in embarrassment, It's a bit troublesome to ask you every time. Okay, you can be my disciple. Lu Woohoo rubbed his hands and grew excited. Yemo suddenly stared at Lu Woohoo and asked, Brother Lu, how many level 9 forgery grandmasters are there in South Peace State? Around 7 or 8, Lu Woohoo said. Then what about Pill Kings above level 7? Yemo asked. About 4 or 5. Lu Woohoo suddenly felt that Yemo had bad intentions. Then you want me, a level 7 Pill King, who is rarer than forgery grandmasters, to be your disciple? What do you think the old Pill Kings in Pill City would think? Yemo took the jade boxes and asked calmly. Lu Woohoo smiled. I'm joking. Here, this is a forgery manual. Lu Wuhu threw a jade slip to Yemo. Yemo saw that Lu Wuhu wanted to send him off, but he said slowly, "Brother Lu, you told me last time you would help me forge, and I haven't had time to find you. I came today just for that. Of course, if it's beyond a cultivation artifact, I would love it even more." Lu Wuhu said, "Unhappily, I knew it. Tell me, what do you want?" Yemo said, "I want an extreme grade flying magic artifact that can fly from South P State to North Far State." "What?" Lu Wuhu interrupted before Yemo finished. "Are you dreaming? Even if you have that, you can fly from South P State to North Far State yourself? The ancient beings in the Heartless Sea would have devoured you countless times. Even I need to use a lot of effort to go from South P State to North Far State without taking the teleportation formation." Yemo asked again, "Just tell me, can you do it or not?" Lu Wuhu smiled. "Even if I can make it, do you have the materials? It needs special flying materials. Even I can't gather them all." Yemo took out a few materials and asked, "What about these things?" Lu Wuhu saw these things, and his eyes were unable to move anymore. 9 feather golden eagle's tail feather, a level 10 material. Huang star rock, a level 9 material. Half extreme grade star sand, a level 9 material. He stared at Yemo. "Where did you get all this from?" "Huang star rock and the tail feather are the most suitable materials to concoct flying magic artifacts." "Did you long want to concoct a flying magic artifact? That's why you were searching around everywhere." "That's right, Brother Lu. Can you tell me if it can be made?" Yemo said, helplessly, that was all he had. Lu Wuhu nodded. "Of course it can, but it's missing a main material. I happen to have a top-grade 10,000-year Lu Wood Heart. I'll give it to you as well. I'll even add a bit of that bitter bamboo leaf. But even with this top-grade flying magic artifact, your power is a bit." Yemo knew that his power was too low. "What sort of flying magic artifact do you want?" Lu Wuhu asked. "What sort of flying magic artifact do you want?" Lu Wuhu asked. Yemo thought and said, "One that is stealthy but also fast." "Okay, come pick it up half a month later." Lu Wuhu picked up those jade boxes. "What?" Yemo asked in confusion. Lu Wuhu took out a small black rock from the jade box containing the Huang Star rock and looked at it excitedly. "World rock. There really is World rock. There really is World mountain. There really is." He suddenly looked up at Yemo and said, "You not only have bitter bamboo, but also World rock. How do you have so many other worldly things?" Yemo cursed. He found this piece from the ruin of Yubaisheng. He found that there was a material he didn't know once he got the jade box containing the Huang Star rock. When he came to World Mountain, he realized that it was World Mountain rock. But he already got a huge block of World rock from the World Mountain. He didn't care about this little piece, so he didn't even do anything about it. But now Lu Wuhu saw it today, and this was really lethal. Seeing Lu Wuhu stare at him, Yemo could only say, "I found this small rock and the bitter bamboo leaf at the bottom of that big lightning mountain in Truthfall Palace Forbidden Grounds. I didn't know it was World rock. If you need it, then take it. It really has no use for me." Lu Wuhu looked at Yemo dubiously for a long while before saying, "Your luck is too absurd." Luckily, Lu Wuhu didn't delve deep into it. He took out that small piece of World rock and said, "The mass of the World rock increased 10 times for every time its volume doubles. No one can explain why it is, so because this is an utmost pinnacle forgery material. You really have a lot of good things. Go back first, don't worry. I'll add some extra materials for your dark cloud pike, since I got your World rock." Lu Wuhu knew Yemo was lying, but he couldn't do anything about it. He didn't suspect that Yemo had more World rock or bitter bamboo leaves, as those things were too rare. Even getting a little bit required insane luck. Yemo breathed easy and quickly left Lu Wuhu's shop. To be honest, He was really scared that Lu Wuhu would keep asking. Luckily, Lu Wuhu knew that he was lying and still didn't keep asking. This was a rather Qianbei quality. Although Yi Mo really wanted to ask what the main purpose of World Rock was, he was scared that Lu Wuhu would think he had more World Rock. After leaving Lu Wuhu's shop, Yi Mo completely delved into forgery. He gave Lin Yibin tens of millions of spirit stones to buy all sorts of materials in the Pill City. With Yi Mo's wealth and his identity, it was all too easy to buy things in the Pill City. Half a month later, could already forge low-grade spirit artifacts. They didn't look very good, but Yi Mo was very happy. This speed was very astounding. Although Yi Mo got Lu Wuhu's forgery manual, that was just a nice way of calling it. It was only introductory forgery and explained some materials and flames. As for materials, Yi Mo knew a lot from Thing. If it was given to someone else, it wouldn't be of much use. But to Yi Mo it was enough. He just needed a rough introduction. Three Birth Chant's main purpose was to form its own system. As long as he had the start, Yi Mo would be able to complete it. But Yi Mo knew this was because his cultivation level was too low. If he was more powerful, then he wouldn't need this to form his own forgery system. Yi Mo believed if he worked hard, he would be able to make top-grade spirit artifacts in about a year or so, or even extreme-grade spirit artifacts. Other than forgery, Yi Mo stayed with Ning Qingxue and Luo Ying and them all day long. These days, he had been going everywhere to reach higher cultivation levels and rarely spent time with them. Now that they were finally together, he wanted to stay with them more as well. It seemed a little crowded with so many people living in this small yard. Plus, Ning Qingxue and Luo Ying were both golden core state peak stage now. Yi Mo didn't plan for them to form their nascent soul in the Pill City. It would be when they went back to their own place. He would change their cultivation methods after they reached nascent soul state. Today he was chatting with Luo Ying and Qingxue when he received Lu Wuhu's message. The flying magic artifact was finished. Yi Mo just wanted to go to Lu Wuhu when Ning Qingxue suddenly asked, "Husband, do you have another wife called Xiaoyan?" Yi Mo immediately fell into awkwardness. He knew that Qingxue and Luo Ying knew about this, but he didn't know how to mention it to them. They were from Earth. It was already absurd that he married Ning Qingxue and Luo Ying, but now there was Xiaoyan. They also knew about Song Yongzhu and Su Jingwen. Seeing this, Luo Ying smiled and walked up to Yi Mo and grabbed his hand. "For you to like Xiaoyan, she must be a very good woman. Where is she now?" Yi Mo's eyes flashed with some sadness. He often thought about Mu Xiaoyan as well, but there had been no news of her. Even for Yi Mo and Zifeng, he at least got some news of them, but there was nothing for Xiaoyan. Yi Mo even suspected whether she had come to Luoyu continent or wasn't alive anymore. Ning Qingxue walked to Yi Mo's other side and grabbed his hand as well. "Husband, we're not telling you off. We know Xiaoyan is a very good girl. We often heard Z talk about her. Now that we're together every day, I think it would be great if everyone could be here like this every day." Yi Mo grabbed their hands and said, "Sorry I didn't tell you about this before, but I really didn't know where to begin. Xiaoyan is a good woman. I miss her a lot. Don't worry, from now on there won't be anyone else." He married Song Yongzhu because there was Yi Mo. Meanwhile, Mu Xiaoyan was a girl Yi Mo couldn't bear to abandon. If he abandoned her, her fate would be miserable. Mu Xiaoyan was a very understanding and loving woman. Yi Mo was indeed into her. Almost all the good characteristics of a woman could be found in her. As for Su Jingwen, Yi Mo had been hesitant in sleeping with her. Of course, part of it was due to her not reaching foundation establishment state. But after she reached foundation establishment state, Yi Mo still didn't do that. It wasn't that he didn't like Su Jingwen, but he wanted to find Qingxue and Luo Ying first before he got with her. That was not only paying respect to them, but also a promise to Su Jingwen. Su Jingwen chased after him from Ninghai to Luo Ying. then to the small world, then to South P State. If he hadn't seen her bracelet, she would have died in a foreign world. No one knew about it. He was truly touched by her love. On that snowing street, Su Jingwen stood there silently in front of him, like a snow woman, as she watched him. That scene was forever etched in Yimo's brain. At that moment, he accepted Su Jingwen. He could even imagine how lonely Su Jingwen was after Yimo was taken away. It was already hugely fortunate that she was able to survive in the cultivation realm. We know, husband, don't think too much. Go to Lu Qianbei. He probably called you just now. After Xiaoyin, Jingwen and Yangzhu come to Mou City. We will never separate. Song Yangzhu felt Yimo's sadness. She called Yi Mo husband again. It was a term learned from Earth. It was common, but could express her intense feelings. Luo Ying found herself gradually liking this term. Lu Wuhu looked satisfiedly at the flying magic artifact in his hands. Seeing Yi Mo come over, he quickly waved his hand to Yi Mo and gave it to him. What do you think? Black cloud pike, made just as you wanted. An extreme grade cultivation artifact. If it wasn't that the level 9 materials were a little lacking, I might have made into a half-immortal artifact. Lu Wuhu looked satisfiedly at the flying magic artifact in his hands. Seeing Yi Mo come over, he quickly waved his hand to Yi Mo and gave it to him. What do you think? Black cloud pike, made just as you wanted. An extreme grade cultivation artifact. If it wasn't that the level 9 materials were a little lacking, I might have made into a half-immortal artifact. Although he said it was a pity, Lu Wuhu was clearly very happy with his creation. It's actually an extreme grade cultivation artifact. Yi Mo picked up the pale blue-black cloud pike joyfully. The dark cloud pike felt like a feather. He loved the appearance. He thought it would be very good if a half-extreme grade cultivation artifact was made, but Lu Wuhu forged an extreme grade cultivation artifact. The reason Yi Mo chose dark cloud pike was because it was good at stealth. It was usually very hard to find. Yi Mo felt the dark cloud pike and loved it the more he looked at it. Lu Wuhu was indeed a forgery grandmaster. After you spirit control it, the inside area is nearly 6 meters. You can put the decorations inside yourself. In order to increase speed and defensive capabilities, I've shrunk the area. There's a stealth formation inside, Lu Wuhu said pridefully. Clearly he had seen Yimo's astonished face. Yi Mo immediately got up and bowed to Lu Wuhu. Brother Lu, I'm really grateful to you this time. I owe you this time. I wanted to ask you to come to Mou City with me and then return the favor you owed me. But now I'm embarrassed to ask that. Huh? Lu Wuhu laughed. Very well, I like you owing me. At the end of the month, I will go to Mou City as well. Then Lu Wuhu said again, I quite like you. I was planning to bear the pain of giving you a half-extreme grade attack cultivation artifact, but your kitchen knife is better than all of mine, so I thought never mind. How could Yi Mo not know that Lu Wuhu wanted to see his Zisu? He took it out and gave it to Lu Wuhu. Brother Lu, what do you think of it? Good means it's really good forgery method. Lu Wuhu felt Zisu and exclaimed, This is definitely an ancient treasure. He looked at Yi Mo and said, You've spirit-controlled this kitchen knife, so you should probably know that it's only a sword fetus, right? Before Yi Mo could nod, he said again, You should know that this fetus can add materials and to upgrade the magic artifact. The first time you add materials, it will keep the same appearance forever. Yi Mo nodded. Lu Wuhu said seriously, You must not casually add in materials to upgrade it. If the level of the materials isn't high enough, it will greatly weaken your sword. Second, your forgery skills aren't good enough, and that will also affect this treasure. Yi Mo knew this, of course, or else he would have long since upgraded Zisu already. He wasn't going to use level 5 or level 6 materials to upgrade Zisu. Seeing this, Lu Wuhu gave Zisu back to Yemo. When you have enough materials, come find me, and I'll help you. Yemo smiled and put Zisu away. He had already started forgery himself. When he found enough materials, he wouldn't need to ask Lu Wuhu for help. He knew that Lu Wuhu must have a lot of top-grade materials. When his forgery skills were high enough, he might be able to find materials from him. After leaving Lu Wuhu, Yemo's spirit controlled the dark cloud pike at his place. He found that there were about 30 square meters of area and 2 rooms. Yemo was very happy with this area. This was enough for him. There were spirit stones sinks at the front and back of the dark cloud pike. It could not only run on spirit stones but also on spirit chi. Yemo looked at the tens of formations and knew that Lu Wuhu was also a formation grandmaster. He couldn't help admire him. But Yemo also knew that most forgery masters were also formation masters. "I'll call you Blue Moon from now on," Yemo said. Wang Chuanha, who had returned to Lightning Cloud sect, had a man facing him who was waiting for his reply. It was Yang Feiqing. He came to Lightning Cloud sect for cooperation. The reason Wang Chuanha didn't reply was that the sect was heavily divided on what to do with Yemo. Some elders believed that they must kill Yemo no matter what to preserve the authority of the Lightning Cloud sect. The other elders believed that Yemo had established his grounds, and it would cause the sect trouble if they killed him. Yang Feiqing wanted to attack Yemo while he went from Pill City to Mou City. But Wang Chuanha was planning to give up after knowing Yemo invited so many masters. After all, the Infinity Sect had the greatest conflict with Yemo. Lightning Cloud Sect only lost Tian Alfing. Brother Yang, Yemo has built his foundation, and he invited many helpers this time. There's no way for us to kill him on his path. Instead, we would overtly offend the Pill City. Wang Chuanha sighed. I want to kill this guy immediately like Brother Yang, but the situation is such that we can't. Yang Feiqing said calmly, Brother Wang, I'm sure that if we don't kill Yemo this time, after he goes into Mou City, we'll never have an opportunity to kill him. Do we dare to attack Mou City? With Jiling's relationship to Yemo, he would set up the top-grade defense formation for Mou City. Perhaps before we even attack Mou City, Pill City would find an excuse to attack our sect. He paused and got up. Out of the people going with Yemo to Mou City, there's only one truth realization state from the Pill City besides Lu Wuhu. There would be at most 3 or 4 from other sections. We don't have to consider those below truth realization state. As long as we stop those few truth realization state cultivators, we can instantly kill Yemo. Wang Chuanha looked at Yang Feiqing in confusion. How do you know there's only one truth realization state cultivator from the Pill City? Yang Feiqing smiled. Half a month ago, Yu Qichao and Shen Guanqing left Pill City to an unknown place. Without Yu Qichao's help, do you think this Yemo would have a truth realization state to send him off? Having one was already unexpected. My sect has 5 truth realization state cultivators, while yours has 4. We have 9 truth realization state cultivators in total if we add more than 10 disaster transformation state cultivators. Yang Feiqing stopped and looked at Wang Chuanha. Wang Chuanha asked in shock, Brother Yang, you're saying to send out all of our truth realization state cultivators and more than 10 disaster transformation state cultivators just to kill Yemo? Yang Feiqing nodded. That's right. We stop those few truth realization state cultivators, and as long as we have 1 spare truth realization state, we can instantly kill Yemo. If Yemo is dead, even if the Pill City knows we killed Yemo, what can they do to us when the impending disaster of South Peace State is coming? Even if the disaster isn't to come, do you think the Pill City would annihilate 2 9-star sects for a dead Pill King? Yang Feiqing sneered. The Pill City isn't that powerful, and they won't do that. We annihilated the Sword Valley. Do you see the Pill City doing anything? It really is so, Wang Chuanha murmured. After a beat, he nodded firmly. Okay, just this time. If we still aren't able to kill Yemo, we won't be involved anymore. Yang Feiqing nodded. Of course it's just this time. If it doesn't work, we won't do things so casually as well. But he sneered in his head. If I'm going to let your sect completely break free from this, I would be too dumb. Meanwhile, in Pill City, Yi Mo, Luoying, Qingshuan and Beiwei sat together. There was no disagreement about going back to the MOU city. The Pill City was safe, but this wasn't their place. Even for cultivation, Yi Mo didn't dare to go into Golden Page World. He was renowned as city lord, but his power was limited. It wasn't much more than an elder. Brother, we have 3 truth realization state cultivators, including Lu Qianbei, and 6 disaster transformation state Qianbais, as well as 9 cauldron filling state Qianbais. With this many masters, what power can stop us? Tang Beiwei asked. Yi Mo shook his head. Yang Feiqing would risk everything for sure to give me a heavy blow this time. If City Lord Yu was still here, I could ask him for help. But he's going out for at least a year or 2. I can't wait that long. Although we have 3 truth realization states, that's far from enough. Infinity Sect has 5 and Lightning Cloud Sect has 4. If they all come, they can instantly kill us. Do they have the guts to do that? Ning Qingshuan knew Yi Mo's status in the Pill City and asked in disbelief. Yi Mo shook his head. I don't know, but I have to be careful. What if they really dare to do that? Pill City won't protect you guys for a dead Pill King, and I think it's 90% likely that they will attack. Yi Mo shook his head. I don't know, but I have to be careful. What if they really dare to do that? Pill City won't protect you guys for a dead Pill King, and I think it's 90% likely that they will attack. Yi Mo has experienced enough to know that when a person is still alive, the connections are still there. If something happened to him, no matter how much the Pill City Lord approved of him, Luo Ying and Qingxue would meet a tragic fate. Whether it was for him or the people with him, he felt it wasn't wrong to be careful. Plus, he was almost certain that those people would attack. The city lords of Pill City happened to leave right when he was going to leave. This was quite coincidental. If they didn't really have business, then it meant that someone drew them away. When they heard Yi Mo say the word dead, they immediately became nervous and grabbed Yi Mo's hands tightly. They had been hoping to find Yi Mo and stay together forever. Now they were just together for a month, and there was potential death already. Seeing their worry, Yi Mo smiled and said, Don't worry, I have already made arrangements. I've decided for us to go first. What? Brother, didn't you say that even if we go together with Lu Qianbei, we can't guarantee our safety? If we go first ourselves, how can we escape from the hunt of the Infinity Sect? Tang Beiwei asked. Yi Mo said calmly, The ship heading to MOU City belongs to Jiling Qianbei. I've asked Jiling Qianbei to help set up a teleportation formation on the ship. When the ship starts, we'll take the teleportation formation to leave first. Then I can take you to MOU City. As long as we get to MOU City, they won't dare to attack the city. Yi Mo had decided to do this after careful consideration. He had Blood Moon, and after he left the teleportation formation, he could take them towards MOU City rapidly. As long as he left, even if the Infinity Sect's and Lightning Cloud Sect's power was greater than his protection squad, they wouldn't dare to kill anyone. The other people didn't know if it would work, but they all felt that was all they could do. In Pill City, a huge ship stopped outside the Pill Association. Almost all the Pill Kings and Pill City elders came to send them off. 3 truth realization state cultivators, 6 disaster transformation state cultivators, and 9 cauldron filling state cultivators all went on the ship. Amidst the applause, the ship rose into the sky and disappeared from above Pill City. I'm going to activate the teleportation formation. Only 2 people need to stay here. Yemo looked up and said. I will stay, Gu Wenqian said without hesitation. He was hollow spirit state, middle stage power. I'll stay too, Mi Jinjie said. Yemo nodded. In that case, the rest of the people can leave with us through the teleportation formation. Other than Yemo, Ning Qingxue, Luo Ying, Xianjida, and Luo Fei, there were Miao Warren, Huang Lanlan, and Gan Liang from Sword Valley, as well as the couple Lin Yibin and Su Tong. Ji Ling's ship was flying very fast, and it had been more than a day since they Pill City. Ji Ling was talking with Lu Wuhu and the other 2 truth realization state cultivators when at this time, Lu Wuhu suddenly got up. The rest of the people all got up seeing this. Even the disaster transformation state and cauldron filling state cultivators came out. An even larger ship had stopped Jiling's ship. More than 10 unfamiliar faces walked out, but before they attacked, their powerful force sweeping over. Jiling and the cultivators behind them were all shocked. They thought that this was a casual run to MOU City that would get them a free cauldron of pills from EMO, but there were such powerful foes waiting for them. There were more than 10 cultivators, and half of them were in truth realization state. 9 truth realization state cultivators. Just these 9 were enough to kill everyone here. Plus, they had 9 disaster transformation state cultivators. Some people began to regret going on Yumo's ship and being stopped. Those people wore masks, but clearly didn't care about getting recognized. So what if everyone knew they were Infinity Sect and Lightning Cloud Sect's truth realization state cultivators? Lu Wuhu laughed and his chi exploded. Covering your ears to steal the bell. You think no one knows who you are just because you wear a mask? You're enough to rob me. Brother Lu, I admire you. We're all truth realization state cultivator, but Brother Lu is a Qianbei. We don't want to be your enemies, so please move aside. We just want to kill EMO. Everyone else has nothing to do with us. A truth realization state, tertiary stage, cultivator walked up and said. Lu Wuhu sneered. What if I don't agree? Then don't blame me, the cultivator said and waved his hand. A black rainbow fell on his hand. Before it was even released, it was suffocating the people present with pressure. Such a powerful magic artifact. This person hadn't even attacked, but his magic artifact was this powerful. How terrifying would it be if it was in action? Lu Wuhu saw this, and his face changed drastically. Infinity Sect is really willing to use a lot to kill EMO. You've even taken out your sect treasure, the low-grade immortal artifact, shapeless black rainbow. Lu Wuhu and the rest fell silent. They'd even taken out their sect treasure. Clearly they were adamant on killing EMO. That cultivator said deep-limb. Friends, I won't say the reasons, but I can guarantee you that if you don't attack, we won't attack. We just want to kill one person, and that is EMO. If you want to stop us, you will be our enemy. We will kill our enemies without hesitation. Lu Wuhu saw everyone fall silent and sighed. He thought Infinity Sect didn't dare to stop them, but they did and sent out all of their elites. Luckily, that kid was cunning like a fox. Otherwise, even he wouldn't be able to protect him. Even so, Lu Wuhu wasn't someone anyone could abuse. He flipped his hand, and an equally powerful magic artifact appeared in his hand. Low-grade immortal artifact, Truth Hackaxe. Everyone knew Lu Wuhu had a low-grade immortal artifact, but it was still shocking to see it. Brother Lu, are you really going to fight us to the death for an irrelevant cultivator? That truth realization state, tertiary stage asked. Lu Wuhu smiled. Fight to the death with you? Just wait for the anger of the Pill City. Wait till the city lords come back. That cultivator didn't say anything after hearing this. No one knew what he was thinking. His eyes grew colder and colder, and after staring at Lu Wuhu for 2 seconds, he suddenly said coldly, "Attack!" Immediately, the shapeless black rainbow was hacked out. heavenly covering black rays, swept out. A strong feeling of dimensional collapse came. Some cauldron-filling state charged out of the battlefield without hesitation. They were scared to be swooped away by that dimensional collapse. Lu Wuhu sneered and was fearless. He released his axe, and a materialized axe shadow hacked towards the black rays. Rumble, a huge explosion sounded, and a dark hole appeared. Everyone knew that space itself had been torn by their fight. Lu Wuhu grunted and retreated a few miles out. That cultivator using the black rainbow spat a mouthful of blood and retreated tens of kilometers. When they took back their magic artifacts, the collapsed space started to recover, and those cauldron-filling state cultivators looked at this in terror. No one spoke. Such a level of battle wasn't something they could fathom. They thought cauldron-filling state were the top cultivators, but compared to the battle of truth realization states, they were nothing. The other truth realization state cultivators had charged over. Jiling was slapped a few kilometers away by a truth realization state cultivator. Hundreds of thousands of kilometers away, Yi-Mo and them came out of the teleportation formation. Yi-Mo quickly packed away the teleportation formation material. Yi-Mo was very happy with this teleportation formation. It was very stealthy, and the distance was far. Hundreds of thousands of kilometers away, Yi-Mo and them came out of the teleportation formation. Yi-Mo quickly packed away the teleportation formation material. Yi-Mo was very happy with this teleportation formation. It was very stealthy, and the distance was far. In a short time, Yi-Mo's blood moon disappeared amongst the clouds. Lu Wuhu was surrounded by 4 truth realization state cultivators. Even though he had a low-grade immortal artifact, he spat out a few mouthfuls of blood after being attacked by 2 truth realization state level 9s and 1 truth realization state peak stage, as well as 1 truth realization state middle stage cultivator. With Lu Wuhu's temper, even though Yi-Mo was gone, he wouldn't allow people to search the ship in front of him. However, although he was strong, he couldn't stop 4 truth realization state cultivators at the same time. Plus, there was one using a low-grade immortal artifact, just like him. In this battle, he couldn't split his attention to take care of other cultivators. Jiling's ship had long been destroyed by the attacks of other truth realization state and disaster transformation state cultivators. The battleground was a mess. Although most cultivators didn't fight, some were still caught out. One cauldron-filling state didn't even go into the battle circle, but was still swept away by the dark ray. Lu Wuhu stopped the shapeless black rainbow's attack again, and while he hacked the truth realization state middle stage cultivator into pieces, a green sword light also pierced his chest. He was instantly heavily injured. Lu Wuhu ate a pill and didn't dare to fight anymore. He knew that if it continued, he would die for sure. There were too many truth realization state cultivators. The Pill City Truth realization state cultivator was stopped by one person. Heaven Demon Sex Lu Yao was heavily injured and taken away by the Sex Truth realization state elder. They left immediately. Lu Wuhu also felt his cultivation essence began to weaken after that sword light hit him. He didn't dare to hesitate and darted away in a red beam of light. There were 12 truth realization state cultivator participating in the battle, 17 disaster transformation state, and 9 cauldron-filling states. This could be said to be the largest scale battle in the last 500 years. One truth realization state cultivator was killed by Lu Wuhu, but Lu Wuhu was also heavily injured and it was unknown where he went. 3 cauldron-filling states died protecting Yi-Mo. They were from Heaven Star Sect and Golden Sword Sect. 3 disaster transformation states died. 1 was from Black Ice Sect. 1 was Formation Grand Master Jiling, and the last one wore a mask. Other than this, Yi-Mo's disciple Gu Wenqian and Sword Valley's elder Mijinjia were killed. This battle shook the entire South Peace State cultivation realm. But after so many masters died, Yemo and the people around him had all disappeared. Yet, even after this, the Pill City didn't say anything. Everyone knew it was the Infinity Sect and Lightning Cloud sect behind this. But the Pill City said nothing. This wasn't like them. With this, no one dared to say anything. Black Ice Sect lost a disaster transformation state elder, but didn't say anything. Jiling was a formation grandmaster, but all formation sect was only an 8-star sect. They weren't scared of an attack, but they didn't dare to seek revenge. This was because they had the strongest defense and attack formation in the South Peace State cultivation realm. No sect could attack all formation sect, but formations couldn't be carried by your side. Blood Moon was extremely fast, and this made Yemo feel very good. With this speed, it should be fine even if he crossed the Heartless Sea. Brother, what is Mou City like? Tang Beiwei squeezed next to Yemo and sat down. These few days, her brother had been with his wives, and she rarely had an opportunity to have a conversation with him. Yemo smiled. You will be very happy. That place is like Luoyu City, but prettier. Are Lu Qianbei and Ji Qianbei fine? Luoying asked. Yemo shook his head. There's no way something would happen to them, even if they were stopped, as long as Lu Wuhu and Ji Ling Qianbei moved aside and let them search the ship. The Infinity Sect and Lightning Cloud Sect would leave after not finding us. After Ji Ling Qianbei comes to Mou City and helps us set up extreme, grade defense formations. Even if the Infinity Sect and Lightning Cloud Sect want to kill me, they wouldn't dare to attack. Luo Ying suddenly shook her head. Lu Qianbei is a master. How can he let someone check his ship? That's impossible. Yemo heard this and suddenly got up. He broke out in a cold sweat. He had calculated everything except Lu Wuhu's status. Lu Wuhu didn't mind small things, but letting these one Bice search his ship was impossible. If something like this happened, Lu Wuhu would be ridiculed. If Lu Wuhu didn't agree to the ship search, what would happen? Bloody battle. There was no other possibility. Understanding this, Yemo instantly regretted. If he knew this, he wouldn't have asked Lu Wuhu to come. Stop. Yemo immediately told Lin Weibin, who was controlling the ship. Change directions. We can't go towards Mou City. Lin Yibin changed direction without hesitation. What's going on? Tang Beiwei asked strangely. Yemo's face was very bad. I'm afraid they've begun fighting. Susu is right. A master like Lu Wuhu would never let Infinity Sect cultivators search the ship. Then what do we do? Tang Beiwei began to worry. Before Yemo could reply, a messenger flying sword landed in his hand. Yemo just scanned simply before his face changed drastically. What happened? The people gathered around. Yemo put away the messenger flying sword and clenched his fist, said coldly, Infinity Sect and Lightning Cloud Sect stopped our ship. Lu Qianbei was heavily injured and fled. Ji Ling Qianbei, Black Ice Sect Shi Qianbei, Heaven Star Sects and Golden Sword Sects, 3 Cauldron Filling State Qianbais, as well as Sword Valley's Mi Jinji Qianbei, and who in Peking were all killed. Heaven Demon Sects, Lu Yao Qianbei, is heavily injured. Luo Fei shook. The only hollow spirit state elder of Sword Valley was killed. Xian Jida cried on the spot. Yemo didn't have time to teach her. She was taught completely by Gu Wenxian. Yet, this master and martial brother of hers was killed. Everyone fell silent, even Ji Ling was killed. Clearly Infinity Sect and Lightning Cloud Sect didn't care anymore. Ning Qingxue got up and held Yemo's hand, trying to make him relax. After a long while, Yemo said coarsely, I did this to them. If I had waited till the city lords of Pill City were back before leaving, these things wouldn't have happened. Although Yemo knew that if the Infinity Sect and Lightning Cloud Sect were onto him, it would be the same even if he waited in the Pill City for a few years. Plus, he needed to desperately increase his power. How could he waste time in the Pill City? Pill City was safe, but firstly, he couldn't go into the Golden Page world to cultivate, and secondly, he couldn't go find the Spirit Marrow place. The messenger flying sword is from the Pill City's Truth Realization State Elder. He told me, I can't go back to MOU City now. Then Yemo said to Lin Yibin, we can't go back to MOU City indeed. Without Ji Ling Qianbei to set up the formation, it's useless if we go. They won't do anything to MOU City as long as we don't go there. Plus, the city lords of Pill City will eventually come back. As long as I'm not dead, they will have some concerns. Turn south, we'll head that way, Yemo suddenly said. Without power, no matter how good you were at other things, you would need to borrow other people's power. If the city lord could be drawn away once, they could be drawn away twice. At this moment, Yemo decided that if he didn't gain a certain level of power, he would never come back and fight those 9-star sections. Pill City's Pill King. It sounded good, but once you left the Pill City, people would only be nice to you if they wanted to ask you for pill concoction. If they wanted to kill you, you were nothing. Extreme South? That's Ice God Forbidden Grounds, Lin Yibin said. Yemo nodded. That's right, we're going there. Only that place would be safe. Only there would we find the things we need. The map Shan Bingfeng gave him was of the Ice God Forbidden Grounds. Lightning Cloud Sect. Lightning Cloud Sect. Wang Chuanha sat in the main palace with a bleak face. They didn't kill Yemo, and Yemo didn't go back to MOU City. It would just give Pill City a reason to start a war if they annihilated MOU City. Plus, he was not interested in killing a few mortals. The reason he had a bleak face was because he now completely understood why Infinity Sect's Yang Feiqing had to kill Yemo. To Infinity Sect, Yemo absolutely must die. Yemo was this young and already a level 7 Pill King. He could kill Hollow Spirit State level 7 prodigies from Infinity Sect as a Hollow Spirit State level 1. He could even annihilate fire-eating bugs. He was absurd to the extreme. If there was any Hollow Spirit State cultivator who was as insane as Yemo, it could only be Chujiu. Even he wasn't absurd to this extent. If a cultivator like Yemo couldn't be connected with, then one must not have enmity with him. If you had enmity, you must kill him at all costs. Otherwise, once he became powerful, how could he let go of those who tried to harm him in the past? Yang Feiqing knew that they already had deathly enmity with Yemo, and that's why they risked everything. They'd mobilized all the Truth Realization State cultivators in their sect, and even took out their sect treasure because they knew that if Yemo became powerful, Infinity Sect would be dead for sure. Before, they might have hated Yemo, but Yemo wasn't so hateful of them. But the Infinity Sect annihilated Sword Valley and then tried to scheme for Luo Susu. Plus, Yemo killed many of Infinity Sect's core disciples. Thus, the Infinity Sect's hatred for Yemo was insane. His sect didn't really do much. Even after Tian Aofing died, they didn't have a head-on conflict with Yemo, or didn't have the time to yet. So, the conflict between Infinity Sect and Yemo was one of life and death, but not between them and Yemo. But that was only before. After ambushing Yemo's ship, they were also in a life and death conflict now, and also offended the Pill City. At this moment, Wang Chuanha completely understood Yang Feiqing's bleak intentions. As long as he agreed, he wouldn't be able to retreat from this. Plus, they lost a Truth Realization State cultivator. If he had to choose between a Truth Realization State cultivator and Tian Aofing, he would choose the Truth Realization State cultivator without hesitation. But it was too late to regret. Now he couldn't even have conflict with Infinity Sect, only an alliance with Infinity Sect and protect them now. Tianji didn't dare to say anything at all now. The conflict between the sect and Yi-Mo was mainly started by him because Tian Alfing was his disciple. If they killed Yi-Mo, it was fine, but Yi-Mo wasn't dead, and they instead offended the Pill City, Black Ice Sect, Heaven Demon Sect, Heaven Star Sect, Golden Sword Sect, All Formation Sect, and a Land Forgery God. Even if Forgery God yelled, there would be many people helping him, much less Yi-Mo. It had been 3 months since the battle, and South Peace State calmed down instead. The Pill City didn't look for Infinity Sect and Lightning Cloud Sect for trouble. Neither did Black Ice Sect, as well as the other sections. Lu Wu Hu seemed to have disappeared. Yi-Mo's MOU City was still the same. At the same time, that Level 7 Pill King City, Lord Yi, also disappeared. In the extreme southlands of South Peace State, there was a blue flying ship flying rapidly. It had been flying for more than 3 months, but still hadn't arrived at its destination. This was Yi-Mo's blood moon. Yi-Mo knew about the ice god Forbidden Grounds from Shan Bingfeng's map, but he didn't know it was actually one of the 4 forbidden grounds of South Peace State. Lin Yibin told him this. The 4 forbidden grounds of South Peace State were Demon Prison Forbidden Grounds, Flame Sea Forbidden Grounds, Ice God Forbidden Grounds, and Truthfall Forbidden Grounds, in decreasing order of danger. The Ice God Forbidden Grounds was ranked above the Truthfall Palace Forbidden Grounds. Yi-Mo knew how dangerous it would be even before going. The more Blood Moon flew south, the slower it got. Even the people on the Blood Moon felt the bone-chilling cold. Luckily, Yi-Mo was a formation great master and set up multiple cold defense formations that finally stopped the weak cultivation level people from shivering. Yi-Mo even suspected that if he wasn't sitting on an extreme grade cultivation artifact, it would have frozen and cracked. Would there be spirit marrow here? Yi-Mo found it hard to imagine, but he knew that Shan Bingfeng probably wouldn't lie to him. Another month later, it was even harder to go forward. Yi-Mo scanned his spirit sense out and found even his spirit sense was about to get frozen here. Yi-Mo didn't dare to be careless, although Blood Moon was an extreme grade cultivation artifact. Who knew if it would crack? Yi-Mo released his octagonal cauldron and went outside the inner room. He walked to the front of Blood Moon. Although he had the octagonal cauldron, he still shivered. The octagonal cauldron made cracking sounds as though it was getting hit by countless ice shards. But Yi-Mo knew they weren't ice shards. It was true terrifying coldness. Yi-Mo threw a few formation flags out, but before he could set up the defense Forbidden Grounds, they completely cracked. Helplessly, Yi-Mo could only activate Blue Moon's own defense formation. Luo Ying and Qingxue stood at the door wanting to see Yi-Mo as they were worried for him. Yi-Mo signaled the two to go in and then took out Winter's Arrival from the Golden Page world. Ever since his power and shadowless got stronger, he rarely used Winter's Arrival. This was the first time he took it out. He wanted to see if Winter's Arrival could absorb the extreme cold here. What Yi-Mo didn't expect was that as soon as Winter's Arrival came out, it immediately attached to one side of Blue Moon, and a faint white stream of qi was being sucked up by Winter's Arrival. That white grew faster and faster until it almost materialized. Yi-Mo rejoiced. Winter's Arrival could indeed absorb the intense cold here. As soon as the frost was devoured by Winter's Arrival, Blue Moon sped up. Soon, it was flying at normal speed. Yi-Mo breathed easy. How can it be this fast? Lin Yibin looked outside in shock. He felt that extreme speed. I heard people say that once you're at the outskirts of Ice God Forbidden Grounds, even half immortal artifacts would be slowed down. Yi-Mo truly felt how powerful the Shadowless Worm was. Not only was it covered in treasure, but even the Winter's Arrival that came with its birth was this powerful. Just what was shadowless. Pity that day he pretended he knew things and didn't ask Lu Wu Hu. But now Yi-Mo had made up his mind and decided to ask clearly when he got out of this Ice God Forbidden Grounds. Blue Moon wasn't as cold as before due to winter's arrival, so the people inside came out to enjoy the scenery. We're at the outskirts now. Lin Yibin suddenly exclaimed. Yi Mo also saw it. He was shook. There were not only ice mountains here, but also ice figures. There were a few hundred of them. Almost all of them were extremely beautiful women. They seemed alive, but were frozen. So pitiful. Tang Beiwei said in shock. These women were clearly instantly frozen to death. What powerful being was this cruel and inhumane? These women aren't simple. Yi Mo looked at the frozen, beautiful women and frowned. These women aren't simple. Yi Mo looked at the frozen, beautiful women and frowned. With such terrifying coldness, ordinary people would have cracked into nothing. How could they maintain this look? Yi Mo took out the map. The map didn't show these women, but the scene shown on the map was clearly this place. There should be an ice river if he walked along this mountain. Yi Mo controlled Blue Moon to go in carefully and found there was indeed a long ice river. There was no water inside the river, just ice. There were all sorts of strange-shaped ice stones on the side of the banks, as well as long ice shards. There were also other ice figures, but they weren't women anymore. There were all sorts of people. Some even maintained a battle position. Others were missing hands or heads. Shan Bingfeng said, she once came here. What power level was she? Was she hollow spirit state as well? If she was, and she didn't have a magic artifact like Blue Moon, Yi Mo wouldn't believe she could come here alone. Or perhaps there wasn't this bone-chilling frost when she came, but that was impossible. Without it, this place wouldn't be called Ice God Forbidden Grounds. Yi Mo took out the map and looked at it carefully again. He found he was right. This was the place. Yi Mo kept flying Blue Moon along the riverbed, and after another 2 hours, Yi Mo felt something was wrong. There were some frozen bodies before, but the more he traveled, the fewer the bodies. Eventually the river and the 2 sides were barren. Yi Mo took out the map again, and he found he didn't seem to be on the wrong route. It's not right, brother. The map shows that the ice river gets wider and wider, but it's getting more and more narrow for us. Tang Beiwei suddenly pointed. Yi Mo looked carefully. It was indeed so. He really looked at the map wrong. Perhaps he went the wrong way. Yi Mo was about to change directions when the ice river suddenly cracked open without warning. Go in quickly. Yi Mo pushed Tang Beiwei inside and pulled out the octagonal cauldron. Rumble, rumble, after the huge sound, there was suddenly a powerful suction force at the cracked part of the ice river. This reminded Yi Mo of the swamp. Yi Mo instantly controlled Blue Moon to speed away. Luckily, with winter's arrival's help, Blue Moon wasn't slowed down by the frost and rapidly charged out of the suction range. Yi Mo turned around and looked at the crack, which disappeared as though it had never appeared. Before Yi Mo could recover, he felt a dense spirit chi. It was the same feeling as the spirit marrow pond in the herb valley. It was comfortable to the extreme. He felt he only took in some of this spirit chi, and his power grew. Such dense spirit chi. Lin Yibin called out in shock. Yi Mo didn't control Blue Moon to leave here. He looked at this ice river and realized why there was nothing around here. With the appearance of that crack and the terrifying suction force, anything would be sucked away. Just a small portion of spirit chi seeping out of the crack made him feel so good. What if he cultivated inside? Yi Mo didn't dare to imagine it, but Yi Mo didn't dare to go down. He wasn't alone now. What if there was some danger there? Suddenly, Lin Yibin saluted with his fists to Yi Mo. City Lord, Yi Mo knew what he wanted to say and asked, "Do you want to go into the riverbed?" Lin Yibin nodded firmly. "Yes, City Lord. The spirit chi down there is extraordinary. It's clearly a good place for cultivation. I think I'll stay in this cultivation level for my entire life if I don't get a place like this to cultivate. But if I go in there, I might be able to reach truth realization state." Yi Mo looked back at Luo Ying and them and suddenly said, "In that case, let's go in together." He was furious to the extreme that Ji Ling was killed by Infinity Sect. Ever since he had come to South Peace State, he had been taken care of and helped by Ji Ling many times. Even a good guy like Ji Ling was killed. It could be said that Ji Ling had only provided help to the South Peace State cultivation realm and no harm. Many big sects defense formations were set up by him, and yet someone like him was killed. How could GMO feel good? Even if he was to die, he would get revenge for Ji Ling. If he wanted revenge, he needed power. If he wanted power, he needed a good place to cultivate. Clearly the riverbed was a good place to go. Yi Mo didn't ask Luoying and them. He knew that they would follow him no matter where he went. Yi Mo stopped Blue Moon, but that crack didn't appear again. He waited till midday on the third day and decided to stop waiting. Just when he was about to keep searching for the spirit marrow place, the crack appeared again. The suction force came, but Yi Mo didn't escape with Blue Moon this time. He tried to reduce Blue Moon's speed. But even so, Blue Moon fell down with a terrifying speed like a comet. With past experience, Yi Mo kept throwing out formation flags, and luckily it wasn't as cold as above, so the formation flags didn't freeze. It couldn't stop Blue Moon, but it slowed them down. Rumble Blue Moon smashed into the riverbed, but luckily no one was hurt. Lin Yibin was a body condensation state cultivator, and he got off with Su Tong from Blue Moon first. He immediately said in surprise and joy, "This place has no cold. The spirit chi is really terrifyingly dense. This is the best place for cultivation. It's better than eating any spirit pill." Yi Mo also got off, and the rest of the people did so as well. Yi Mo put away Blue Moon and studied this place. There was nothing else but the dense spirit chi and some fine sand. This fine sand extended to a distant place. One couldn't see the end of it. Even if one scanned with spirit sense, it would strangely disappear. "This is an ice god forbidden grounds," Lin Yibin said with certainty. "I heard my father say that even hollow spirit states wouldn't be able to get in the outskirts of ice god forbidden grounds without help. Inside forbidden grounds is even more dangerous. You can lose your life at any time. But this place only has dense spirit chi, but no danger." Yi Mo nodded in agreement. If he didn't have winter's arrival to suck the frost around Blue Moon, even if he could come in, it would be a month or two later. And this was if his Blue Moon didn't break. Otherwise, he wouldn't be able to get out. Yi Mo thought of the frozen bodies. Perhaps they didn't have good armor or flying magic artifacts to protect them. That's why they died. Since this place opens every 3 days, then how come only we can come inside? Tang Beiwei asked. Yeah, that's true. They weren't the only ones coming to the Forbidden Grounds. Why was nobody else here? There was no way people wouldn't come here for fear of danger. Wait, since this place has that powerful suction force, the things pulled in before should be here. But how come I see nothing but fine sand? Gan Liang asked. You're tuning in to the Thunder Spear YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.